only TMNT NECA.
Yeah.
There wasn't much this year. Yeah, but yeah.
You could get a worse 5 then.
Yeah, I mean, 2 are, yeah, 1 is easy. It's the
okay.
same for everyone, I guess.
Do the best you can when we get to
Yeah,
it.
I will.
That's cool. But we are indeed live right now. For anyone watching right now, appreciate it. Thank you. We are back. If you're watching in the replay, hello. It's been a while. It has been a while, but we are back at it like a bad habit. And yeah, introducing my panel as usual. Here we go. We got all 4 on today, including moi. Yeah, we have the Rick Meister, we have the Turtle Boy, and we have the Tom of Big and Small Things, Mr. Green. And yeah, man, it's just good to be back, and it's good to see your beautiful faces, including mine, in the view I have of my own camera. It's beautiful. Look at that side of my face. It's great. Anyway, anyway, we're here, and yeah, let's just get straight into it, man, because we had shitloads that we missed. Well, we didn't miss, we just didn't talk about, but we haven't had a chance to properly talk about it with you lot. We have. And then, of course, we just get a bombardment of fucking mentalness on Twitter from Randy. So we're going to cover that instead. And then we're going to get into our top 5 and our worst 5. And then we're going to chin wag and catch up. Because why not? As this is the Christmas time, let's get involved. All right. So what is my computer doing right now? All right. It's been a while. I'm boomering the shit out of all of this, by the way. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but let's roll with it anyway. So, gentlemen, are we good? Are we okay? What has been happening in your little worlds?
Oh, good, yeah, man. I'm on that crazy run up to Christmas where everything's just, you know, when you got 3 kids, it's pretty tiring. There's a lot to do, but I'm good still.
I can imagine, mate. I can imagine. All of you got kids. I'm the only one with Sprogless. I'm Sprogless over here. I can consider my action figure my children. But I can imagine it's getting to that point where your wallets are screaming from heaven. I don't blame you. Don't blame you. But yeah, so are you all feeling the pinch this Christmas, or are you all right? Are you all set? You all presented up?
Lots to do.
I mean, in fairness, we were thought in November. I think we finished.
Oh, you were done in November? That ain't bad.
December's just an easy running.
Nice.
I say we. I've done very little.
Yeah. Is that the case then? That your missus knows what your kids want more than you? I guess that's the way it is. My mum knew what I wanted before my dad did, and my dad just paid for it. But he got in there with one gift or two that was from him, like that he thought of back in the day. But is that the way it is? Like your missus does all the buying, or
works for me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I do all the paying, she does all the buying. It works well. I
like it. Question though, is there anything that that your kids are getting that you yourself are like, oh, I'm going to play with that more than they are, toy wise?
I mean, definitely not a crapping pink flamingo. That's for sure.
No, you're going to be all right. You know it.
Oh, I want to see pictures of you with that. Mm-hmm. I'll get you some Insta fame. That's for your OnlyFans account. That's what that is. What about you, Tom? Is there anything your kids know that you're getting?
No, they're too old for they don't get Lego or anything anymore. It's all like iPhones and football kits now. So. Oh
Christ, yeah, fair enough.
Not quite the same.
No, hasn't got the same feel to it, is it? Pietro, what about Brandon?
It's all about Legos now and construction stuff. Yeah.
Get them building early.
Yeah.
Get them building those Lego dios so you can start elevating.
Exactly, yeah. Last year it was all about Playmobil, but not anymore. It's already gone.
Oh shit! Damn. It's hard when the interest just goes like that. I remember how it was. You look back on it now and start kicking ourselves. Oh dear. But yeah, no, fair play. Glad you're all sorted for the Christmas period anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to see your wonderful faces again.
Yeah, you too, mate.
Wonderful stuff.
Same.
All right, yeah. Let me have a look in here. All right, then. Yeah. So might as well jump straight into this. So how are you fit with everything that's been revealed over the last God knows how many months since we've been off the air? What has stood out to you as like, ooh, get me some of that? I'm talking about, because we're going to, you know, I'm just going to gloss over this bit so we can get to the juicy stuff. I'm talking like obviously the Universal Monster stuff, the Super 7 Party Wagon, anything Super 7 that's Turtles come out recently, anything like that has grabbed you and thought, okay, I need to get me some of that. Is there anything been out of that for you guys?
Yeah, I'll tell you the one that really, definitely, it's something that I've been following for a while, and that's that Samurai Turtle Spring that was on 5K Toys.
Yeah.
So like I'd linked you into that ages ago when we just saw like it was like, I think it was just like a customizer doing it on his own, and then it got picked up by a company. But like back then I was like, look, check this out. This looks absolutely insane. So when that finally dropped and the price, it was like, this, I can't pass this up. This is absolutely unbelievable. So like just the amount of detail on it, the accessories, I was all over that as soon as it went up.
I know, mate. Yeah, we were the same boat. I'm looking at it. Oh, that's pretty cool for a custom. So we thought it was. We thought it was custom. We didn't think it was legit. But no, we were wrong. It was legit, and we were very wrong on our pricing estimates. It is unbelievably a decent price, and hell yeah,
it was a decent price.
What we were predicting, into like the 100, you know, at least
90 to 120 range, I think.
Yeah. Because that's what you'd expect, right? From like, you know, like an independent kind of company like producing this by themselves. You think it's going to be quite pricey, but yeah.
How much was it?
You know, with everything it comes with, you know, the samurai version to the, you know, you can have it as a regular version too. And I think, okay, no, that's got to be easy money, especially for a third party. You know, they can charge whatever they want, their own work. So easily expected into the 100 range. And no. Is it $50, something like that?
Yeah. That's it. Amazing. And I've seen pictures of the Donatello that's they've been working on, and that is just chef's kiss. It looks unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're doing wonders with that. I don't know if they're going to be turning them all into like having alternate samurai versions of themselves. I'm not sure, you know, or if it's just Leo and they'll give Donnie an alternate version of some kind. I'm not sure. Obviously, we've only seen that one teaser. Do you reckon? Yeah.
They seem to, like, from what I've seen of Donnie, they're really leaning into that tech, where he looks like he's got a backpack with like mechanical like radars and stuff like coming out of it.
Yeah.
And goggles and stuff. So it'd be leaning more towards that way with him, I think.
Yeah, they took influence from the Bay Turtles on Donnie. And that's fine. I didn't mind all the gadgetry and stuff. I didn't mind that. On that design. I was like, that's cool. So it was a good little elements that he implemented from it and just made him look even cooler. So I'm really looking forward to that.
In fairness, the Bay Turtles weren't the worst design if they'd have been about 3 foot smaller.
Yeah, exactly. But no.
Like if they'd have been the turtle size that we know, you could have maybe forgiven the extra embellishments a bit more, but
yeah, they had their own little. They relied heavily on their own, you know, like Mikey wearing, you know, trunks, and I didn't mind Raph's shades being up top, like, you know, like he's some sort of rude boy, cool boy. I like that.
I mean, they did tone it down a bit for the second one, didn't they? But they were still like gigantic monsters.
Yeah, they were huge.
Yes,
absolutely huge. So it made their martial arts skills a bit just like, you know, just clunky, especially when they're trying to, you know, one little tap and the foot soldier goes flying. It's kind of like, no, you want them to engage.
Especially ninja.
Yeah, exactly. You want them to engage in proper hand-to-hand combat and potentially, you know, find someone who meets their match properly, not just like, you know, boof, and they're flying across the room because they're super strength. As soon as you increase their size, you've got to increase their strength, and it just eliminates the whole martial art element from it. So
yeah, there's no need for them to be ninjas because they were just hulks.
Yeah, exactly. Just took away from it. So no, fair play. Yeah, good shout on that. That was so have we all pre-ordered one then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pietro, did you go in on that, mate?
No.
Oh
wow. Larry let down, honestly.
It's still on?
There's always
Or it's
one.
gone?
I don't know.
It's sold out.
Sold out. All right. Okay.
That FOMO's going to kick in now.
Next time.
When did it release? Was it
Oh,
middle of next year or?
yeah, that's the thing. Like after this news it's like, you know, it's a bit old now because we've been away for so long. I've forgotten half the fucking details. I think it is. Yeah, it's next year, like second or third quarter. I think something like that.
Yeah. There's nothing like really bigging something up that you can't order anymore. Really gets the audience engaged.
It's making them aware for the fact that it's there and Donatello.
We even got any pictures?
Sorry, mate.
We actually got any pictures of it?
Yeah, on the I prepared some tabs, but let me try and find these pictures. I think it's 5K that are doing them, isn't they? So it's 5K. Let me get to their Insta. Hello, Insta. I love quick shortcuts on the internet. Yeah, so it's the company 5K. Easy, simple name. That's what I like, unlike mine. 5K Toys. And let's have a look. They've been posting all sorts of shit. I've been posting some Dragon Ball Z shit since then. Is it 5K are also doing the ones that are doing the third party turtle van. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm literally just looking at it now, along with that Joker that they're doing.
Oh yeah, Christ. So right, as we're on here, let me screen share for those who are maybe watching. All right, so look, and okay, yeah, so this is the samurai version, so here you go. Both versions here. It obviously is 112, but 112 being that it's probably going to be more, you know, just a bit taller than 3 3/4, maybe in terms of scale. We're so used to the NECA turtle scaling that it's not going to be as tall as that.
It's not. It lists it as 12 centimeters, so that's the same size as the Donatello from the 2012. So he's not absolutely huge, but I think we've just been spoiled with those turtles, you know, in that 7-inch scale. So it probably does fit small.
It'll fit in with the cartoon figure sort of scale, I would think.
Yeah, well, I mean, put it this way: if they can cram that much detail into a figure that size, and if you look at the figure you've just held in your hand, Mav, and obviously it's pretty basic, right? Now imagine a figure that size. Imagine that figure you got in your hand, but with all of that detail on it.
Yeah,
and that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So, you know, for that alone, and for the price point, and you're getting all of this, you can have the samurai version. And it's like, yeah, that's just a no-brainer. Sorry, Pietro, we're just, you know, kicking in that FOMO a little bit more.
It's in the realms of that, you know, the higher toys where they do the 1/18 stuff that I may have ordered a few bits of.
Do tell.
As I went for the Judge Dredd.
Oh, I thought you might have been tickled by that.
Even though I said I'm never collecting 3 3/4, and I kept wanting the Predators, and I kept saying no, they're too small. I don't want them. And then they dropped those Dredd, and I was like, oh.
Bastards. Every company will have something that will hook you into them.
Yeah. So I got Dredd and Death ordered up. I mean, they're only like 20-something quid each.
That's pretty decent, and they look pretty bang on. They look, you know, bloody like Hot Toys quality. You know?
Yeah, higher toys. Their quality is amazing. Yeah. And I believe that they are going to start picking up, starting to do some 112 actually. So that would be amazing.
Yeah, they've got their line for 112 as well. They just haven't shown any yet.
Okay, all right. I'm intrigued. Spider senses are tingling. And whilst we're on the subject of that, no spoilers in the chat. If you are watching this or on the replay, I have yet to see it. I will be seeing it tomorrow. Who here, just out of just curiosity, change subject, who here apart from Tom has seen it?
No, not yet. It'll be next week.
Next week. Pietro, are you interested in new Spidey or not?
What is it? Sorry, I missed it.
We're just quickly, you know, making sure there's no spoilers for the new Spider-Man in the chat. If anything
no. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, cool. So just Tom. So yeah. Okay, now that's out of the way. Back to this beautiful bastard. All right. So yeah. So yeah, we got this to look forward to. What is it? ETA Q2 and Q3 of next year. Okay. All right,
yeah, so this should be good. So April to July sort of time.
Yeah. And hopefully they might drop some images of the others, like maybe Donnie, maybe a prototype of the other one before then or during around that time. But if they're for that price, yeah.
If it looks good when it releases, you know, it'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Do you reckon that's soft goods then around his neck? Because it looks it.
Looks like.
That pretty much looks like like fabric, just cut up fabric, frayed at the sides.
Is this like a rendering or?
This looks to be just a Photoshop picture of the actual action figure. Like they've posed up the action figure and then just Photoshopped everything around it. And if this is actually sculpt, I'll be amazed at this scale. So to me, this actually looks like.
No, if I remember rightly, that's like a soft goods thing. But
and
again,
belt,
all of these are based on the custom that the geezer made.
Yeah.
Which then they're obviously going to make the figure from.
Yeah.
So it might not. I think paint-wise and stuff, it might not turn out quite as good as that. But I was just thinking, with a little bit of work, you could get it looking as good as that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I wouldn't mind giving this a touch up if it needed it, just to get it there for that price, for for that scale.
Yeah. I mean, I'm never going to use that samurai look. Maybe for the odd shot, like if you want to do like a dark turtle sort of look for something, but generally speaking, he'll be normal turtle.
Yeah. So where are they? Yeah, because the Leo itself looks badass on his own, just there.
Yeah. I don't know if they're doing that to try and like get around any, like make it fly under the radar a bit for copyright, maybe.
Yeah, I can imagine that's it because they class the Leonardo bits as the accessories.
Yeah. Gift part.
Yeah, like look, we'll give you this head that looks exactly like a turtle.
It's not Leonardo.
Yeah. And a couple of swords, just because swords are swords. Everyone uses swords nowadays, right? All right. Yeah, that's it. The hands are exactly the same as what we're getting up here, so I doubt we'll get an extra set of hands. If we do, I'll be amazed but there'll be no point. They're just exactly the same ones as up here. But yeah,
that's a mess up somewhere. I was assuming you're just getting open hands and grip hands. I would think. I can't.
Yeah.
Like for the price, I think you're getting a lot there as it is anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yes, 100% labour of love. Absolute 100% labour of love.
We'll see when it drops, if it drops.
That's the big question. This is the new company we're putting our faith into. We'll see how we get on.
I mean, 5K have been around for quite a while, so I've got some faith in them. It's an odd one that it was originally a custom that then is suddenly a figure line.
That's right.
It's a new one on me, so it'll be interesting to see how it comes out.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
It was worth the punt, though. It was worth the punt for that price, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of customs that should get their own line, Rick, you've been a busy boy, haven't you?
I have, yes.
You like that segue?
That's very smooth, mate.
It's almost like we wrote this shit, isn't it?
It just came to me, honestly. But yes, Mr. Maverick, if you've not been following him on the Instagrams, he has been working his way through the Last Ronin line in custom format. And he has just revealed not too long ago his latest edition, that being of the one Donatello. And I'll share this about as much as I can. But yeah, this thing looks incredible, man. So it's like, I mean, look, 5K have just made someone's dream come true by taking a custom and putting it into production. All right, we all want to see a Last Ronin line. And if NECA are the ones to do it, we want it to at least look something like this. If they're not going to use the movie line as bucks, if they're going to be obviously creating new bucks for the comic style. But in terms of soft goods, this is like if Mezco did them. So even if NECA did do them, they would not be this good.
No, much appreciated. Thank you.
No, it's all right. It's all right. But yeah, this is absolutely phenomenal work, man. It really is. A scroll through some pictures. So this is obviously shots of clean version. I will be asking some questions on your the engineering.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just admiring the.
I have a question for you, Rick.
Go for it.
There's anything you can do for that arm? The skinny arm.
This one here.
Is there anything
Yeah, you can do it for that to make it look better.
to bulk it up a bit?
Mhm.
I mean,
Or it's just because of the articulation is a bit hard
it's
to.
definitely gonna. It's adding kind of sculpt to it is always going to be a bit of a challenge. I mean, I could do it like widthways. The upper bicep, definitely, that's not going to be an issue at all. Like,
No.
It's hidden.
But like on the on his right arm, it could. I mean, yeah, absolutely. But it's just that the joint would have been a.
Yeah, I know that. But it's the only thing that annoys me a bit.
Yeah.
Because it looks a bit like he's sick.
I think it's because the other ones, it's got that big bulky sleeve. It does kind of make that one look a little bit thin. I can see.
I understand why it's like that, so that's why I ask.
Yeah,
it's because the elbow pad. Yeah, it's the elbow pad, isn't it? What that?
Yeah, because it's
up the
without,
arm.
yeah.
That's what bulked it up last time.
Yeah. Because for the rest, it's like perfection.
No, I appreciate that, mate.
Yeah.
It was definitely a challenge, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just the pulling that outfit together was really, really difficult because it was really confusing because these, on his left hand side, like that the blue, the white blue kind of the gi, like it intercuts with that, the brown like undersuit, and it comes out the back. So like I tried to recreate it 100% perfectly, where like the strap kind of goes underneath those brown straps and then goes out over the back and into that hoop. So everything was made exactly as it should, and then it was really, really challenging to pull it together. So I'm pleased it's finished.
So is this the hardest one among all the four?
Definitely. It was just really difficult to kind of just get my head around how it actually works, because like I say, those straps kind of form the actual shoulder as well. So that kind of, so the white kind of blue gi has to kind of go underneath that. And then I used on the other side, on his left hand shoulder, that was like a wire. That's the one. That's a wire piece to kind of give it that arc, and then that transfers into the actual outer gi, and that it was just really challenging to kind of get my head around how it all works, how everything fitted together, and doing it at that scale as well is very, very challenging. But I managed it, and like I added some wire straps into the he's got that like purple sash that kind of weaves in and out as well, so that can articulate.
Oh, nice.
And same with the belt straps as well. I put some wire into that as well, so I can add some articulation into that.
Damn. Yeah, shit. Because it doesn't. The outfit doesn't make sense. The design of it. Right.
No.
It's like, what the fuck? They must have been stoned out their asses when they came up with this design. The samurai look, they've obviously got their inspirations from this, that, and the other. Pull whatever samurai references you want. But yeah, Jesus Christ. I mean, obviously,
it's a drawing, you don't have to think about all the.
No, and I think that's exactly what's happened here. They've gone,
and I'm sure in every, frame is changing stuff, right? Like the reference is always different.
But sure. Converting anything from 2D to 3D is always gonna.
100%.
You kind of got to judge what you can.
Yeah.
I have another question for you, Rick.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the first one now compared to this one? Like, because I'm sure there was an upgrade there, right?
Exactly that. Definitely. Like I look back to that first one.
Yeah.
And it's actually, it was a year. So
Yeah.
it was a year ago, within the same week that I posted that first one, so I posted the last one.
Wow.
And like, I can just absolutely see the progress that I've made.
Yeah.
I feel like each one has stepped up.
Yeah.
Leo's still my favorite, but I think that's more down to the actual character design and the costume.
Yeah. Same.
But I think the engineering that went into Donatello was so much more advanced than the other ones. And like my use with soft, like with the Ronin, that was the first time I've ever used soft goods. So I feel like I've come on absolute loads. So yeah, it really makes me want to go back and start again.
Yeah.
What's great is with this shot here is exactly what you said. And not only do you have all four brothers now, but it's a timeline of progress with each one.
Yeah.
You know, not only with just the elaborate designs for each one, but obviously in your skill and craft, getting, you know, with just gaining more and more and more. It's like an evolutionary chain. You could put this on a t-shirt, you know, from like, you know, little, big, small, and it's
like
just
that evolution of man chart that you got in school.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's just each one just gets more elaborate and more daring, and then eventually, and you can see it's a whole trail of progress from. And you would have thought it, because the Ronin's complicated as hell as it is, you know.
Yeah. And so Raph seems like it to be the
Raph, my favorite one out of the lot.
Not gonna lie, like for instance, because obviously each of their past flashback outfits changed with each one. Obviously, you know, the second one in the second issue, Leo and Donnie are all wearing different shit. You know, I love the fact that Leo was wearing a black trench coat. And I thought that was awesome. But I also love this look, and I like the samurai. I don't know why. I think it was because he went to Feudal Tran. But you know, as a look for Donnie, fair play. I can't actually remember what outfit they had him in issue 2 and 3, but
it was really quite like it was a very techie suit, and it was purples and blacks, and it was impossible to make. I was like, I hope they do something different in Donatello's issue, because I am not making that.
I know, and this one was hard enough, wasn't it? So
yeah,
it is 100% an evolutionary chain. You absolutely have to be proud of,
based on their own issue as well.
Yeah.
But what I like about that shot, actually, with all four of them together, is that you can, like, I decided when I was making Raph that I wanted to color them in the colors that they'd used in that issue, because each issue the turtles are slightly colored differently, and I was a bit nervous about it at first, thinking, are these going to look a mess together? The different color tones used, and I think it works really well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, because Donnie's always had the darker shade in the toys, in the show, in anything. You know, he's always had dark shade. Leo's always had a bit more of a brighter. Raph's always been more of a lime greenish. You know, there's always been a minty color into him, and Mikey's always had that sort of spring onion green, if you will. You know, the different shades of green between each one, and I think you captured it perfectly. Especially like the shading around the beak. You know, where it's dark on top and then shading, you know, light around the beak. Especially with Leo's paint. This is fucking insane. I love the olive green sort of color you've given him there.
Leo has the best colors. It's very good. Like,
thank you very much. It's 90% airbrush, 10% my skill, I think.
That's awesome. Yeah, you absolutely smashed it. And the toy companies need to take note. This is how it's done. Yeah.
But if they do make them, I don't want them to base them on the movie figures.
No.
Purely, I want these to stand on their own now.
Yeah,
for sure, man. But yes, if you have not yet, check out Maverick's Instagram. The link is in the description, and you can see more of this awesome work right here. But yeah, this is the money shot right there.
And absolutely. It's when I posted these, I was at about 400 followers, and I could only, when I posted that, I only hoped for to hit that 500 like milestone, and I've just kind of shot over that. So I'm really like blown away at how much support that these have given me.
Yeah, man.
And that's down to you promoting it as well, Ben. So I really do appreciate it.
Hey, man, people need to see this work. So if I have access to different platforms I can plonk it onto, it's getting on there. You know, because only old ladies don't have Facebook. Right. But no, for sure, man. Absolutely. No, I'm glad you're killing it. You need to have way more than this as it is. So I'm glad that it's racking up. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that
When you
whatever
started-
milestone you set for yourself on follower wise, you know, it's shot past it, and as it should. So yeah.
You had
100%.
only 20 followers at the beginning, right? When you put
Yeah,
that
when I
first one?
posted the Ronin, like it got about 23 likes,
Yeah.
and I barely got any followers. So that's it. So that's in the progress of the year. Like it's really shot up. So like that's the following increasing it. It's amazing.
Yeah. It is.
But
When
you
you...
can, no.
Sorry, Tom, go on.
Are you going to carry on? Like, have you got any plans for like April or Casey?
Definitely, yeah. So that's definitely in the pipeline. I think when I get that ultimate Casey through, I think I think I'm going to use my existing case to become the last Ronin. So I don't need both versions on the shelf. So yeah, definitely I'm going to continue it. There's more Splinter. That is my next one. That's going to be dropping. So I've already started work on that. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, for sure, man. Got to complete it now. It does not end with just the 4 brothers whatsoever. No, brilliant stuff, man. Yeah, and hopefully the followers keep racking up. And yeah, it's always nice when you set a milestone for yourself and all of a sudden it just gets shot, you know, over. It's an achievement kind of thing, you know. And yeah, you done well, bud. You done well.
thank you so much, mate.
That's all right. No problemo. Yeah, let's get out there. Let's have a look at the Twitter now. With everything that we've sort of not missed, but were made, you know, we were following, but we weren't on here to talk about it. Well, we were going to just use this episode to chop it up and catch up with all of that and our thoughts and stuff. And then all of a sudden, you know, NECA have been on an absolute Twitter rampage recently, and they've been dropping their 12 days of downloads. And yeah, they dropped their cartoon line one, they dropped their comic one, and now they finally dropped their movie one. Pretty standard stuff, as you can see. Obviously, we've got all the shit that we've already collected. We're going to be having coming out, which also we were confirmed right about, which was the 2-pack farm edition of Casey in April. Not, it's like I think that can be classified as NECA's Area 51, the worst kept secret on the planet. All right, yeah, it's so obvious. But what was hilarious is a lot of people still thought that their Walmart pre-orders were still going to be fulfilled. They're like, oh, mine's meant to be shipping tomorrow. Is it?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. But in terms of what it was, in 100% correct. So yes, we are indeed getting the April and Casey 2-pack. Obviously, we've got the Rokosaki, which we finally have UK pre-orders for. Down here, we have Mutant Tour. We have the Universal Monsters, which is now confirmed that Mikey is indeed the Mummy and April is indeed the Bride of Frankenstein. And then yeah, we shoot up here, and of course you've got standard 3 Super Shredders. You're taking your Razar. We know that the regular Shredder's coming out, and then we look at the top shelf. Then we look at the top shelf. Now, let me get to a zoomed in image of this lovely beast. Right here. Something that we've all speculated on and pretty much were certain was going to happen, but we just didn't know. You know, NECA are up and down like a yo-yo at this rate. And yeah, we have confirmed that Secret of the Used Turtles are coming out. Again, which is pretty obvious, using the same bucks. Why wouldn't they? Makes total sense. With a different color scheme, but of course, most importantly, different head sculpts. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Tom?
I like the fact they've got, obviously they were going to have different heads, but like Pietro pointed out, they've got different torsos as well. Like the front shell, possibly the back shell, we can't see, that might be different, but the front certainly. And bar for that, I don't really give a fuck.
And there you have it, folks. That's it. We don't give a fuck.
But I don't know why they come with weapons. What's the point in them coming with
that's
weapons?
true.
I think even here, like Michelangelo's nunchucks are literally glued to the side of him.
Yeah, he has the.
You know he's going to come with sausages.
Yeah.
the
You better
holster.
cook with sausages.
He has to, yeah.
It only makes sense.
They should include the clown with Donnie.
Oh yeah,
The inflatable clown.
yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, they're cool if you like the design, but I hated the Secret of the Ooze look. The film wasn't as bad as I remembered when we watched it, but the look was it's too bright. It's too
Yeah, I mean they were more like funny. Yeah, funny. Look,
yeah.
more
But even like just
friendly.
look at Leo's bandana compared to the first movie one. It's so bright and
Yeah.
like saturated. You know, it's
And the bandana ties were so long.
Long, yeah, and clean.
It's like Khaleesi from Game of Thrones when she just had her hair covering up her tits. It's like you might as well. It was down here. It's ridiculous. But you're right. They're dead bright. You know, they're bright as the sun, and in terms of color. But at the end of the day, they have captured the look of how they look.
oh, you can't deny that they're absolutely spot on.
Yeah,
Very like the first movie Turtles were. I still think the Turtles are the best of the line for anything they've done.
Yeah.
Any figures they've released afterwards just don't match up.
No, 100% agree. 100% agree. And like the color, the shading within their front. I don't even know what you call this on a turtle. Their stomach. You know, this yellow six-pack thing that goes up to their tits. The in between, obviously, it's all shaded. You know, because obviously they had a different paint job going on.
Rounded here in this part.
Yeah, you're right.
And the old one was more like squared.
Yeah, you're right. They've retooled it slightly.
So yeah, there's some difference.
Yeah. So like, all the engineering's going to be the same. It's obviously just a different piece they've glued onto the front. I assume the shells are probably the same.
Right.
Maybe the belt's a bit different.
Yeah, little aesthetic, cosmetic changes here and there.
Yeah, they seem slimmer to me. They don't seem quite as wide.
Donnie's got a bit of a slimmer buck. Maybe they sort of went with, because I don't know what kind of buck. I'm assuming they used the same bucks for the mutagen tour. Maybe not with the shells. But if they do look slimmer here, Christ, can you imagine what Part 3 Turtles will look like if they do?
I'm assuming it's just the way they shot it.
Yeah.
They're going to be the same figure. Essentially, it'll be the same figure with slight modifications, because why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
You know, if nothing else, it makes financial sense to just re-release them.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a money-making machine at this point, you know. Just keep them going. Just retool this, retool that slightly, but overall, recycle the parts. They're there. You might as well.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Exactly. They'd be stupid. Not like you can't criticize them for reusing parts that basically look the same.
It was in the movie look like this, so
yeah, exactly. It's all justified in this instance. So yeah, for sure.
I really like him. I do think they look really good actually, and I think this is kind of like the injection of life. I think that this Turtles line kind of needed.
Yeah,
because we've been getting like, you know, a April in an alternative top, and I was like, what's going to be next? Like April in a silk dressing gown? Do I need these? And I felt like I was kind of like, I feel like I might be leaving this line behind.
Yeah.
But actually, I think I really like the look of these.
Yeah.
And those head sculpts are different enough for me that I think it does warrant a place on the shelf. I really like them. Like if you get these guys against that Turtles 2 Shredder, that'll look amazing. Ben, as a toy photographer, do these not get you excited about recreating some of those shots from the second film?
100%. I put off recreating shots of anything from Part 2 without the turtle, with the turtles, because it's just not accurate. You know, I would rather have these because it's more accurate to the movie. I want to do the movie justice rather than, you know, I will always do my best to take the best shot. But in terms of recreating that magic from the film, whether people like the film or not, but as a photographer, it's exciting because I get to then, you know, I have the tools at my disposal to try and recreate that with the figures that actually look like the characters in the movie. You know, it's like trying to recreate a scene from Secret of the Ooze with Shredder in it, but you're using the Part 1 Shredder. I mean, there's an obvious, massive, different look between them, but same sort of can be said with the Turtles in terms of their head sculpts. They are fundamentally different, and hence why, you know, we don't really like the second one as much. One of the reasons is because of how drastically they changed everything, but then that also plays a part into how different they are in warranting a place on the shelf, because it is accurate to the film and it'll be fun to have. It's that thing. As much grief as we give the second one, I 100%, even just as a collector, even if I weren't doing toy photography, I would want these. Like, for instance, like Pietro, your Doc diorama would look fantastic with these on the top deck with Super Shredder underneath.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you know, as if they've just busted out, and they're like, whoa, where did he go? You know, before Shredder punches through and starts bringing them down. And
man.
As opposed to another purchase of the 4 from the first film again, you know.
Yeah.
So
personally, it's the best news of the year, personally, because it gets me excited again.
What will get me for this is, if now they've used the box a few times, haven't they? They must have had their money's worth out of it. So are they going to go to town a bit more on these? Are you going to get alternate heads in there?
Good question.
Are you get a decent amount of accessories with it?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Because that could be a make or break. Like, I've got no interest in them, but if they came with lots of accessories, you know.
They should do Ultimate, definitely, instead of, again, just one head. And wait for accessories for ages.
I'd like to know if they made their money out the bucks, they could go to town on it.
Yeah, they could include a gel, you know, like when they pop out the water at the end, you know, like they've all been tucked in.
Yeah,
so that'd be cool.
Yeah, like what configuration sort of made for his Doc diorama.
Exactly.
You know, there's all sorts of bits that they use. You know, obviously you could have Mike with, obviously he has to come with the sausages regardless. But like, you know, they could have the smoke bombs, they could have all the bells and whistles that they use throughout the film. I'm trying to remember now. But then again, at the same time, it also makes sense for them to withhold that and then do a part 2 accessory pack just to get some extra moolah in. And you wouldn't put it past them wanting to do that, well, you know, to go that route, even though they've already made their money back, so all of it's profit regardless, because they're 90% of these is all recycled. I would like that very much if they included a lot, but I could also see them holding back and then giving us an accessory pack. What were they doing for Back to the Future?
Just heads is not enough.
Yeah, like, you know,
at this point, because now it's the 3rd year or 4th.
Yeah,
where we are now, almost 4 years, right? We can like wait again and again, like just for extra head, right?
I mean, they've had three releases of the standard one, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
the exclusive single. Yeah.
So they've made their money from the tooling now, but we'll see what they do. I say that's the only, if they go to town and give an ultimate version of them, and even then I might just pick up Raph if it was an ultimate.
No, agree. No, fair play.
Donatello's head, I cannot get over Donatello's head. It freaks me out looking at it. The first one was so good, and then you look at that and it's like, what the?
It's like, well, yeah. First movie, he had a big overbite. Second movie, he had a big fucking mochin.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking about
round eyes,
trying to get the accuracy for your toy shops and things. It's like you put more thought into that than the producers of this whole film did.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, the irony is not lost on me at all. I do see it. I do see it 100%.
What I do wish they'd done is at least, like, you know, the way they've like done the silhouette of Mikey and April for the monsters.
Yeah,
I wish they'd have done it with Kano on air.
I know. I'm surprised they haven't included him. You know, I guess it's like just saving it as a river, because everyone went mental saying, "Oh, great, but where's Kano? You know, where's Kano in it?" Yeah, you go. There you go.
It's amazing.
Hold on, hold it up, because I'll kill sharing this. There you go.
Oh my god.
Oh no, it's brutal, isn't it? Oh dear, here we go. Oh, we got some chat coming in. Appreciate everyone watching and sticking around. Have a low. All right, Tac Toys and Film. Evening, chaps. How's everyone doing? We are spoilt for Turtle Van pre-orders. Oh, well, don't speak too soon, my friend.
You might be getting more spoiled.
Don't speak too soon. Yes, because of course, you know, at this time I was hoping that, you know, maybe NECA might, you know, be driving us wild. But alas, not to be just yet. But you know, just keep it in neutral for now. Yeah, so we are okay. Emily Palmer, I believe that is a spam, so I am going to kill that. Remove. Yeah. So Ben, how are you feeling today? I'm good. Thank you so much. Sorry for so late getting to the chat. Appreciate you asking. I'm happy we have secretly used turtles coming as a match with the Super Shredder and Tokyo and Raja. Yeah, it matches the line that they've already started making. And hello, Tom Turtle Boy. Oh, he's deleted that message. I saw Maverick in there as well. Message retracted. Don't retract saying hello. That's like
that.
I wonder, will we get Paige Turco April figure?
I don't see why we wouldn't.
Depends if she's still interested in anything to do with the movie.
It depends whether she's interested in money.
Yeah, exactly. I would have thought she is. You know, I'm surprised Tatsu isn't, but you know, it's man of honor.
I think she's actually done quite a bit since then, though, hasn't she? That.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember watching
guys.
Person of Interest. I think she was in that, and I didn't realise it was her.
It's amazing how people change over the years just by the look, and especially in Hollywood. So yeah, no, fair play. Hopefully we do, and hopefully we get Professor Jordan Perry. That'd be nice. Just to complete the line, even though he probably would be a peg warmer. He wouldn't be everyone's go-to guy to brush off the shelf.
I could see him being next year's Loot Crate.
Yeah,
it seems like. Hopefully not a bad one.
For sure. What do you all prefer? Super Shredder first release or the Shadow Master?
The different color. The first release.
Yeah, I'm a first release
for me,
man.
it's always accurate. Like accuracy is the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I agree with Pietro. I think I prefer the first one because it's movie accurate. I think the Shadow Master looks better. I think looks like a better version of it, but it's not the one I want on my shelf because it's not show accurate.
Yeah. That's it. That is 100% it. You know, it's strange. It is a better looking figure, and you know, people, how do they get around that conundrum? It's like, well, you buy them all. If you want them all, you get them. But if I'm going to pick one and only one to display, for me, it's
the original.
The original, just because I'm that anal, and so is everyone else in the community. Because God damn it, that's our right. And hello to Turtleboy83, Maverick 5 UK, and Tom. There you go. Appreciate you all being here, guys. And yeah, so that's the big news of this week. And hopefully at some point we might see the reveals of the Universal Monsters. And apparently, according to Randy on Twitter, there's loads more Universal Monster TMNT stuff going. Again, it's Randy on Twitter, so take it as a pinch of salt.
NECA was waiting for the end of the year.
Yeah.
To give us some stuff, some excitement. Because
Yeah.
the year was, for me, it was a bit bad.
It was getting a bit, yeah, it's like, really? Is this how you're going to end it, guys? It really weren't on a good end.
No, it's been a bit of a bland year.
Yeah, especially movie-wise, it was not good.
Oh, we'll express
and
our
what
feelings.
we got wasn't great.
When we get to our 5 lists, yeah, you'll be seeing how we feel about that. Sorry, I spelt Maverick's username wrong, and I didn't want to embarrass myself. Don't
worry, we get his name wrong all the time, and we know
I mispronounce your name all the time, and I'm on live, so I apologize sincerely. So don't worry about that, guys. It's all right, mate. Just call him Rick. Or Sweet Baby Cheeks as well. I like to call him on the weekends.
Call him anything, Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Really doesn't matter.
Yeah, so that's the fun and game that's been going down in the world of Turtle news and the figure realm. Obviously, we saw Maverick's awesome custom. I dropped a little ditty of a video late last night because I just got finished editing and I didn't want to wait till today because I was out all day to drop it. So that is of my custom Danny, the Sid version with the leg extension, if you want to go and check that out. And obviously me and Maverick are still working very hard on Tatsu, but we're going to take some time over the holidays. And that's not a rush job. We're you know, that's just in our own time. And we're excited with the progress, man. It really is. It's been going well. So yeah, you know, got a couple of more hurdles to get over. But once it's complete, then I think you'll be in for a treat. I really do. So yeah, and so let's just get straight into the big main event of this evening, which is of course the end of the year. We have a couple of little different top 5 segments. We're going to be doing our top 5 figures of the year, our worst 5 figures of the year, and then, as a great idea by Tom, and we sort of amalgamated it into so we were going with our best hobby purchase and best scratch build for the hobby. Do you want to do it that way, Tom, or how do you want to do it?
That'll work.
Yeah. So on top of that, we're going to go with our best purchase for the hobby. Just anything that we thought we just, you know, to elevate the hobby in any form, our best purchase in that, and of course anything that we built ourselves, our favorite thing of the year that we've done for that. So I need to actually just make sure I've got the things that I want to showcase in front of me, which I don't, so that's going to be fun. But you know, we don't need visual aids when you may know the figure. For me, I've literally collected nothing this year apart from NECA. So Marvel Legends, well, I say collected, bought. So NECA, Marvel Legends, and Mafex with one SH Figure Arts. That's literally been it. I haven't bought anything else. I've purchased a lot of Mezco. None of them have arrived, and nor will they for the next 5 to 10 years.
No, don't. The last 2 years, I've been waiting to put Keaton Batman on the list.
Maybe 2022 is this year. Maybe it's the year. We don't know. But okay, let me go around the roulette. I'm gonna, because it's not going to be me that's starting this off. Let's get the hardest one out of the way first. Let's go to Pietro. Pietro, how are you?
Oh,
sorry, mate.
That's hard for me because I'm the worst.
No,
I'm the less prepared one.
less prepared one. We'll get, it's like a band-aid. We'll rip it off. Yeah. So out of all you've collected, obviously mainly been TMNT. What would you rank your bests? Even if you don't have a solid top 5, top 2 or something, top 2 at least.
All right. I mean, yes. So as I said, it hasn't been like the best year for me as a collector because yeah, my favorite line is not very good, which is the movie line. So it's mostly like cartoon stuff this year, right? So I would say the top one you said.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, however you want to number it, like wherever you want to start off. If you want to save number 1 for the very end of your list, because we'll be doing the worst. So if you've got your best ones, your most favorite, that you can go from. Okay, my honorable mentions, and then here's 2 and 1, or whatever, however you want to do it. But
okay, should I start for the best one you said or the worst one?
Oh no, we're doing top 5 at the moment. So
Top
it's whatever's
5,
right. Whatever's your least in your top.
All right. I mean, let's say, as a just not because they are very good figure or just because preference, right? I would say like I really like the Pizza Monster.
Oh, the Pizza Monster.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's a good figure. It's big. It's nice. Well sculpted, I would say. Yeah. So I would put the Pizza Monster. I would put Macman.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, even though like the design, the cartoon is not great compared to the toy.
Yeah.
But as a figure, I think it's it's very good. I really enjoy it. Then this year I really like Mondo Gecko as well. It's cute figure. Nothing impressive, not very impressive, but yeah, it's fine. And maybe because the burn from the Channel 6, not because it's great, but because it's unique, like something like I wish they made it. And then maybe, even though I don't have it yet, I believe the best of the year is Goliath from Gargoyles. I don't have it in my hands, but I believe it's the best. It's in America. It's but I believe it's the best figure of the year.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of people's tops, actually. I think a lot of people loved it, and the only fault that they gave it was, the fact that it didn't have caped wings yet, but we know they're coming. So I think it settled, it eased a lot of people's consciousness with that. So no, fair play. That's a good list, mate. It's a good list, and I agree. Yeah, the Toon Line's been killing it this year.
Yeah,
for any area of Turtles has been killing it.
It was all about the cartoon line this year.
100%. Yeah, okay. I'm just literally panicked for a moment because I have my top 5 and then I immediately forgot my top 5. So I'm just trying to remember what they were, and I've got all but one, so I'm trying to remember that. So Maverick, why don't you hit us with your top 5?
Okay, here we go. So coming in at number 5, we've got G.I. Joe Classified.
Okay.
Ninja.
Let me see if I can give you a spotlight. If I make this okay, yeah. And that should just be you now. So let me go full immersive, full screen speaker now, gallery. Okay, so you should have the spotlight now. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I ain't a Joe guy. I don't collect G.I. Joes. I thought, because when Snake Eyes came out, I was like, you know what? He's a popular guy and he looks cool. I'm gonna give him a go. So I picked him up, and I thought he needs somebody to fight against on the shelf. So I ordered this guy as well, and he pissed all over Snake Eyes. I was like, this guy is the absolute shit. He's amazing. He comes with like 2 swords on his back. He's got a whole bunch of different weapons, and I just could not put him down. I was like, he is absolutely amazing. So I think an underdog, he gets a position at number 5 because I still like to pick him up and pose him around because he's awesome. So he gets number 5 slot.
Nice, nicely done. Fair play. Yeah, I mean, as you say, I'm not a Joe fan myself, but I don't. Not going to lie, I have been tempted here and there with the Joe. So no, fair play, mate. I'm glad you're enjoying him.
He's, mate. He's good. Okay, number 4 is Age of
Tom's favourite right there.
Yeah, don't even get me started.
I love Age of Apocalypse. It was just it was my all-time favorite. Back in the 90s, I was all over it. I thought it was amazing. So when they announced Wave 1, I was immediately like, Wave 2, I want this figure, I want this figure, I want this figure, and I want Colossus to be the Bath. And then they did it, and he was. He just did not disappoint because look at that sculpt. He's absolutely massive like he should be. He's got an articulated bandana at the back, and he just looks absolutely incredible. It was everything that I wanted him to be, and I think he's awesome. So he did.
Nicely done, mate. Nicely done. Fair play.
Okay, so number 3, I'm kind of cheating a little bit here because I've got 2 in at the 3rd position because I just couldn't decide between the 2 of them. Both of them have got such great qualities. But we've got Violator from Farlin, and Gunslinger as well.
Okay, yeah, it's the same line, same franchise. You get, I'll let you off there, Gon. You're right.
The Violator is just, for the price point, he was like 45, and he was on sale for like 35. He dropped down as well to 35 pounds. He's absolutely so heavy, and the sculpt is phenomenal. The paintwork is amazing. He's got articulation everywhere. He just stands out on the shelf. For the price point, I don't think he could be beaten. He was amazing. And then Gunslinger, he's just jam-packed with details. Like everywhere you look, like his pistols have got little skulls on him, and you can't even see, but it actually says Spawn written down the side in super small writing. Like his rifle at the back has got the Spawn logos everywhere. He is riddled with details, and he was like £23. I just think that is unbeatable for detail paint and sculpt. He is incredible.
I mean, if McFarlane are going to cram any love into any of their figures, it's going to be the Spawn line, you know.
Yeah.
It shows that they can do it if they want to, you know, and they do. Even with their Batman lines, they're all extremely well sculpted. I had so much fun repainting them, but it's just obviously the factory paint is just very lacking. But you can tell there's a lot of love going straight into the Spawn line, and I guess that's where he's keeping it with that amount of detail.
Yeah. Okay, number 2. This was a difficult one. It was a difficult one to put this one here, but I'm going to give it to NECA Goliath.
Oh shit! I thought that'd be your number 1, actually.
I know it was difficult, very difficult to put him at second, but it's like kind of a 1.5 rather than second because he's so amazing. Because
tell Pietro just how amazing it is, just even more.
He's amazing. He's well worthy of your top spot. But last year I said that I would love a NECA, not even NECA, I would just love a Gargoyles line in general because I loved that cartoon when I was a kid. When this was announced, filled a cup, no doubt about it. Absolutely amazing. And it just met all my expectations. I think the sculpt is phenomenal. His wings are incredible. He looks amazing on the shelf. The fact that we get in like a full line of these as well, that's confirmed. It was absolutely kind of like a dream figure come true. And I was just not disappointed in him at all. He was only pipped slightly by my number 1 spot, which is the Kessler Wolf. This guy is a dream figure that I didn't even know I wanted until I got him. He's absolutely perfect. When I watched this film way too young, I was far too young to watch it. It scared the shit out of me then, and it still does now. And I think that there's no denying, if you know that film, that they have nailed that sculpt. It is brilliant. It's really sizable as well, so much bigger than I was expecting. And it comes with 2 amazing head sculpts as well. Like both of them, I just don't know which one to kind of like leave it on the shelf because they're both phenomenal. And it's just got to the point where anybody that comes around to my house now, I'm just like, check this out. This is awesome.
Just scared the shit out of them. Like, have a look.
So I think just because of how much I love the franchise, how well they've done the figure, how much I can't put him down, I think I just had to give him that number 1 spot. He just pips Goliath. So yeah, Kessler Wolf, number 1.
Fair play, mate. Absolutely. And yeah, it is an absolute smashing figure, no doubt, man. Yeah, man, it's a solid list, 100% solid list. And for the life of me, I still am struggling to pick my 4th, trying to remember. I think I have a top 5 now. I had 4 out of 5. It's certain. I think I know what I'm going to go for my 5th. But before I get to me, how about you, Thomas?
I'm gonna have to wing it a bit. I've literally just been going through my Instagram.
Right, let me just get Mav off of the spotlight view. We should all still be on gallery now. And yeah, have you got any to show to the camera, or is it all just going to be just?
No, I've literally had to go through my Instagram to take photos. So I've just got screenshots of what I like.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Yeah, hit us with your list, mate.
I'm trying to work out what order to put them in.
I know it's a tough one, isn't it?
Right. Number 5, I'm going for it. Number 5, I'm going for an SH Figure Arts.
Oh,
the Iron Man
okay.
Mark 7.
All right.
The Avengers Assemble edition that they did, which was
yeah.
Like I don't know what exclusive. It was exclusive to something. I don't know if it was a Bandai exclusive or what, but it's where they like really muted the paint down, put a little bit of battle damage on it. And everyone that I show it to if I'm not holding it, thinks it's a Hot Toys version.
Oh, really?
And then you pick it up and they're like, oh, that's tiny. And it's like, it really is that good. And it's jammed with it. So like you've got extra parts to put missiles on the arms and the legs. And it's just a really cool figure.
Yeah.
And it completes my little Avengers lineup that I've got.
Yeah, no, nicely done, mate. Nicely done. It is. I've always wanted to. That's one of my favourites of the Iron Man suits in general, and I've always wanted a really good version of it. And such figure arts, they you know, for all their trials and tribulations, they absolutely fucking annihilate it when it comes to Iron Man armors.
They do. I've gone off the line in general. Like, I think most of the figures now they've lost compared to like Mafex, but that is just a really good figure. And they haven't done a bad Iron Man. They've done a few that aren't as good, but they haven't done a bad Iron Man.
No, not one that's flopped entirely. No.
So you can't go wrong. I better throw a Turtles figure in there, I suppose, being as it is, the Turtle podcast. But I think the best Turtle figure, and surprisingly, probably, is Baxter.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I feel that.
I love that figure. It's tiny. It's it gets lost on the shelf. But I always pick it up and just mess around with him.
Yeah.
He's just really he's perfect for what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And he came with some cool accessories as well, but it's just a really good figure. It's basically what NECA are good at. Taking what came from the cartoon and just giving it to you in a figure. It's not the perfect action figure by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a perfect Baxter. So I love that. Out of all the Turtles I've got this year, that one is. It was toss up between that and the Android Krang, but
yeah, that's a beast of a figure, just purely because the amount that comes with the Android Krang is ridiculous. But the amount that comes in that 2-pack with Baxter and Splinter is crazy as well.
Yeah, it's a really good 2-pack. And Splinter's a great figure as well.
Yeah.
But out of the two, I love Baxter.
Yeah. Fair play.
He's number 4. Number 3. I'm gonna have to flip a coin here. I don't know what one to go for. What's gonna be number 3? What's gonna be number 2? Number 3, I'm going to go the Patriot Studios Joker.
Okay. Is that the Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
Yes. The not Joaquin Phoenix. Come on, that's not Joaquin Phoenix at all.
No, that would
Arthur
be
Fleck. A copyright infringement. This is just
an
action figure.
Just someone who looks like Joaquin Phoenix.
It's unerringly 100% accurate to Joaquin Phoenix. I don't know how it's happened. Surely by but it's brilliant. And even comparing it to like the 1/6 versions that have come out, it smashes them. And the tailoring is better than anything Mezco have ever put out.
Yeah.
Like you can line up every fucking Gomez and pink, purple, yellow skull, whatever the fuck they're doing now. It will not beat the tailoring on that. It's just really well done. It came with the chair from the interview and the little. The floor is just a little bit of foam that's black and white tiles on it. But it's a nice little touch that they just threw in there,
Yeah.
And it's got a decent amount. He's got 2 head sculpts. He's got a gun. He's got a cigarette. He's got the flowers, the clown mask.
Damn, there's tons of stuff. Yeah.
The only thing it's missing would be an unmasked head, but he didn't really have the unmasked look with that suit.
No.
So I get where they come from there. I kind of want to get the other 2 they've done as well. Like they've done the unmasked Arthur Fleck, and then they've done the bathroom scene one.
Oh right, yeah.
And I really want the bathroom scene, but it comes with the whole bathroom diorama, which bumps the price up. And it's like I'm paying for something that I could build myself and make it look better. So it just really me. Yeah, so at one point, someone's going to have bought it because, especially in the Mezco groups, everyone buys these things.
Of course.
And then after about 3-4 months, they're like, "Oh, I don't want it anymore."
And that's when you come in.
Yeah.
Hey.
Another Gomez has gone up for order. I need to sell something to pay for it. And then I swoop in and take the good stuff.
Yeah. That's how it's done.
So, yeah, he's going to be number 3. Number 2, Mafex Batman, Dark Knight Returns, the Battle Damage Triumphant version.
Okay. Fair play.
I bought so many Mafex figures this year.
Yeah.
But this one is just the coolest Mafex Batman they've made. The Hush one was good, but he's got 700 feet of cape.
Yeah. And bendy wire that does not cooperate whatsoever.
Yeah, it's not bendy. Or it bends and then it straightens and it's just a nightmare. And then
doesn't stay put or up. Yeah.
The first Dark Knight, the black and grey version's really, really good. And I was like, oh, do I even need this? When they first showed the Battle Damage Triumphant one, I was like, do I even need it? And I was like, it's Batman, of course you fucking need it. So I bought it, and now I love it. I've got him sat on the shelf at the minute with the Bruce Wayne head on.
Ah, nice. That's all you need, man.
It's such a good figure. They've done it. The paint and sculpt are really good. There's much shading all over it. The cape's a good cape.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I bought the regular, the first one, the black. I haven't taken them out of the box to have a look, but I wanted that one only because I couldn't get into both lines. I fucking need to remortgage a house. I just couldn't go all in on both lines. I wanted to, I really did, but I had to go with the Hush. But I bought that one just so I've got one. Because obviously I was so let down with the cape. I was so excited because of what you could do with it, but then let down with what you could actually do with it, which isn't a lot. Well, for a time before the whites gave out and broke and busted through the cape and all that shit. But to have a decent, to see where NECA got it right in a comic Batman, then the Dark Knight one, I had to get that.
I mean, that's the Battle Damage one there. It's obviously hard to be putting that up to the camera, but it's such a good figure.
Yeah.
And photographs beautifully. No matter what you do with it, it looks good. Which is always good because anything that makes you look better is good.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. No, it photographs really well, that one.
Number 1 is, I've been talking about this all year anyway. I've always said this was going to be my number 1 and it's not changed. Is Ming. The
Ming.
NECA from Defenders of the Earth.
Death to Ming.
What a figure that is.
Yeah, you did rave about it, but you've only just got it out of the box, haven't you?
Only probably 6-7 weeks ago, maybe.
Insanity, mate. And you thought it was a great figure just in the box.
Yeah, and then I unboxed it, and I'm looking at a photo of it now. It's just so good. The cape is probably the best soft goods wired cape I've ever dealt with. And this is on like a 25 quid figure, not like a 90-100 pound Mafex or Mezco or anything like that. It's a 25 quid NECA.
Yeah, NECA killed.
And the cape is fantastic. And I've got all 3 of them at the minute. I've got Flash, Ming, and Phantom, and they're all exactly the same body. And you can see it if you look at Flash and then Phantom. You can see it's exactly the same. And then you have to kind of remember that it is also the same body.
Yeah.
And so much extra work to it. Like there's extra sculpt work, extra paint work. He's got the skirt piece coming down. And then you've got him with the staff with the big snake head on it. Was it Mongo or...
They put some effort into that one, They really jazzed it. I mean, it's amazing. You can see what they can do with that buck if they want to do it.
Yeah.
Will you be getting the movie versions of Ming and Flash? Because they look incredible as well.
If they actually release over here, I'm probably going to have to get them. I can't rate these Defenders figures highly enough, and those ones look just as good. But I don't know what it is about Ming. It's just, I was chatting to Nick from Toys R Us, and he said like there's been a lot of issues with the Defenders figures breaking. And he said he's had a lot of Flash Gordons back. He's had a lot of Phantoms come back broken. No one has returned a Ming. Like, it's not that they're not breaking. It's just that people know they're not going to get another one. So
yeah, for sure.
They're not coming back. Like, if someone breaks it, they'll probably just glue it back together and keep it.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's amazing how many where is it that it is that they, as Nick said, that it is breaking?
The Defender figures have been anywhere between the top of the head and the feet, I think.
Wow.
Like they've had a lot of issues with joints. Typical like NECA joints, mainly like the wrists are broken.
Yeah.
Elbows, knees.
Yeah.
Thighs. Like they've had a lot of. I don't know what happened with it. I don't know if it's because they kind of came out in the middle of the COVID when it was really bad. Whether they were stuck on a boat for months.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the temperature variations.
And it's knackered the plastics or whatever. But there's been a lot of issues with them.
Yeah, I can imagine. But a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I know, like Pharaoh Black on Instagram showed it when he got his, and they basically fell apart out of the box.
Wow, shit.
Like without really posing, like just taking them out of the box, they crumbled.
What about yours?
Mine have been perfect, not an issue.
You know how to handle it.
I am rough as hell when it comes. Like I don't heat them up. I can't be bothered with that. It's like no, there's a hair right next to me, but it's too much effort. I'll just keep moving the arm, and it will go eventually. But I haven't had any problems with them. Touch wood.
Good. I know. I get
head off tomorrow, no. It's going to happen now.
It's not a Mayfix Spider-Man. I don't think you have to worry about much.
No, don't. I've broken every single one of those that I've ever owned.
I had a break. I had a NECA break. My first one since a Predator, which I bought back in 2017, and that was off eBay. So the plastic was crumbling. And anyway, and I had my first break, and that was straight out the box, and I barely touched the fucking thing. And while we test the joints, we know how to heat them, we know what to do to get prepared. And even us, we get overzealous sometimes. I'm like, I'll be all right, and I'll be like, oh no, just a shitty misjudgment. But it happens to all of us.
That happened with my Marty figure. I could feel the wrist wasn't right, and I was like, I'll just take my time. And then suddenly I've got the hand, but no wrist joint.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, it happens to everyone.
Yeah. No, for sure. Right, before we get to me, I just want to say, those who are watching the chat, by all means, share your top fives in the chat if you want to, or in the comments if you're watching this on a replay. We'd love to see what you enjoyed this year, and also what you didn't enjoy this year. So your top 5 and top worst, feel free to leave them below, and we can have a look as well. So just catching up with the chat before I get into mine. So we got injury again today. I ended up buying both shredders. There are those who say the Shadow Master is movie accurate, but some will first release it's more movie accurate. Oh, it depends on how dark they've got their TV settings, because it's definitely the first one that's the most movie accurate. Well, it is. Yes, there's the whole point of the figure is that it is movie accurate, but it's obviously very shadowed, and that's why you can barely see any of the purple. Only when the light glistens on it. It's probably why a lot of people think that Shadow Master is better.
You could have 2 separate screenshots of the film and say each one is accurate.
Yeah, it's just such a shadowy scene, the way it's lit, and it's hard to tell. But
the only one of the whole film. They finally got it right at the end. They got the tone right.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go, even more. The behind-the-scenes photo of Kevin Nash as Super Shredder is the stage accurate, but Shadow Master does look like he appears in the screen. It's just the lighting of the film, mate. It's just the lighting. That's all it is. And the glossiness, because obviously it's wet and humid in that area, and obviously, that's all it is really. Configuration. Good night, everyone. Have a nice stream. Appreciate it, buddy. Thanks very much. Mr. Williams, Zach Williams is in his Mav needs to be a spokesperson for every damn line, because you've got a silky smooth voice, my friend. Tom keeps creeping away for wine refills.
I do. Worst thing, it's not even alcoholic.
No, what? Serious? What's in it? Ribena?
It's basically grape juice.
Ah, bummer. I'm the only one that's had a drink tonight.
Congratulations to Zach, by the way.
Yeah, mate. Congratulations on the new
For,
one, on the new little one. Absolute beauty.
Named
And
after Ben.
thanks for the name, by the way. I'm taking credit for that bad boy. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Didn't know how much the live stream affected him, but now we know.
Means the world, mate. Means the world. That name will live on, even if it's not through me. It will be through your little sprog. Bless. Yeah. Now, shout out to all these awesome people. Right now, let's get to moi. And I do have some in hand that I want to show. So I am going to put myself in spotlight mode, if I can. Spotlight for everyone. Okay. Yeah, this is me. View is still me. So it's not speaker, is it? Let me go gallery. Yeah, go gallery. So I should still be spotlight anyway. Yes. So I literally have just forgotten, remembered, forgotten, and then slightly remembered again on my top 5. I don't know. My memories are falling out of my head, but I know what my number 1 is. Trying to decide on what's going to go in my number 2. And I have my 5, 4, and 3. So we're just going to start off with number 5 and the things that I've enjoyed this year. Even if I haven't taken a picture of it or done much with it, I've thoroughly enjoyed the figure. And I have to give number 5 personally for me, because the amount of fun I had while shooting it has got to be. And this was a lot of controversy for everyone. The Reeves Superman. Okay. It's got his issues, by all means, but I had so much fun shooting this guy. I'm 100% putting this guy, and this is what's making me stoked for Keaton Batman to have them side by side on the shelf, or even for a shot. But yeah, I end up loving this figure. I really did. So, and the Austin Powers face just made me laugh so much. Yeah. So yeah, this is 100% my number 5. It's not the best of my year, but it is one I've had a ton of fun shooting. So Reeves Superman.
You did wonders with him, mate, on those photographs. You absolutely, you made that guy look amazing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I do try. Today, you cannot move a video while I'm not trying to. So my Zoom is doing something weird. Okay, so that is number 5. Now, number 4. Number 4, I'm going to give, if I remember what it was. Fuck, don't do this to me now. Ah, yes, it's right in front of me. So number 4 on my list is one I actually picked up recently, and I just had it in hand. I'm going to be doing a custom cave with it, and I just think they've really taken a figure that was pretty decent, and just, I'm not a fan of what it's based on, but I am a fan. It's weird, and I'll get into it when I showcase it, but I really like what they've done with the figure. All right, and that is the Marvel Legends zombie cap. All right, very random choice, but when they've used a standard MCU Captain America Civil War body and they've done shit like this with it, adding torn out flesh, okay, and the figure's well articulated anyway. Not going to knock the MCU line and Hasbro and Marvel Legends for their articulation. It works well, but what they've done with this figure to turn it into a zombie, and I'm not a fan of the What If show whatsoever. I'm not a fan of the MCU Phase 4 at all. I think it's a pile of cack. But I loved Marvel Zombies as a comic book. And I know they're making an animated show over it. Let's just hope they just don't go all female and everyone's gay and shit like that. So let's just say I'm going to make this my Marvel Zombies cap, not the What If cap. And this is a fantastic figure. And I highly recommend anybody get this figure. It's just awesome. I haven't been able to put it down. I need to pick that one up. Yeah, if I'm going to have a pocket figure, and I hate the idea of a pocket figure, because the quickest way to wear out articulation and paint job is to have one wearing out in your pocket and you pick it up and just start dicking around with it. I don't want to dick around with the figure if I can't put him down and spend a lot of time with it. You know, if I'm out shopping, the last thing I want to do is play with an action figure. You know, so I don't really get the concept of a pocket figure. But if I'm going to have one, it's going to be this. And yeah, it's awesome. Just like the torn and all that's loose plastic too. You know, the flesh holes that are out of it. And yeah, I'm going to be giving it a repaint and just going to town with a lot of the detail. You know, you've got the rib cage on the back. rib cage on the front, and the zombie head as well is sweet. Yeah, that's my number 4.
That is definitely, it's a customizer's wet dream, that one. It is absolutely like ripe for getting a bit of paint thrown on it.
Yeah, so you can go any way you want. You could go, because it's on a movie buck, you can go full Walking Dead and have like the most realistic zombie paint job you can have. You can just go for a bit more subtle in the shading. You can go for a different, you know, any you want. You could just accentuate some of the flesh wounds, or, you know, anything can elevate it. You are sport for choice with what you want to do with this figure. And I've seen a couple of people.
I really do. I need to grab one and go full on like comic book zombie mode with it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was tempted to do as well. I may go full like just Walking Dead color scheme, like make a realistic zombie, but it's got a bit more of an animated head to him. So I'm undecided in that front, but it will be a custom cave down the line.
I'm hoping in the new year, Smiths kind of have them on sale, because I know a load of my Smiths, they're peg warming in there at the minute.
Are they? I'm
kind of hoping that if they drop down to like maybe 12, 15 quid, I might pick a couple up.
That'd be good. Yeah, definitely. Worth it.
Captain Carter nearly hit my list.
Mm.
It was such a good...
That reminds me, obviously, yeah, because you did want my Hydra Stomper. I don't know if you still... Yeah, I mean, I can still send you that whenever you want.
Yeah,
so
I'll sort that out.
If your shed has been salvaged yet.
Not quite. I mean, it's upright. Oh, I'd forgotten about my shed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up and ruin your day. Okay, so that's my number 4. Number 3, I don't have a hand in me, but it will be the NECA TMNT cartoon Mondo Gecko. 100% my favorite toon figure to date. I had so much fun playing around with him. That's up in the loft because I'm waiting to get my second DTOF, which should be very, very soon. And then I can have one of the cubes can be full on just for the animated show, and I can dig them all out then. But when I had him out and I was dicking around with them and having a pose and a play, it was just awesome what I was getting them to do. I love the character, and the figure itself is just brilliant. So again, tons of fun posing him about. Can't wait to actually dig him out. I haven't got anything at him. I can't really do. I need to go around to Pietro's and actually do some cartoon shots, which is what will be happening also as soon as we're out of Ubercron phase. But yeah, that is number 3. Absolutely 100% a decent figure is the Mondo Gecko. Rolling in at number 2, and like yourself, Tom, I myself have been collecting a lot of Mafex this year. And out of the Hush line, it most definitely isn't Batman that's my favorite, but out of the ones we have received this year, I have to give 100% standing ovation to Catwoman.
Another one that it was borderline on the list.
Yeah, for me and the little selection that I've picked this year, she's been phenomenal as a female buck, and what you can get to do with it. That sounded wrong and perverse. Didn't mean it that way. With the articulation and the sexy, sensual posing you can do, and have just Batman stand there rigid in the picture while she's flirting the storm. Anything that she does in the comic book, you can pretty much recreate with this figure, just for how well they've engineered it. And it doesn't come with much in the way of accessories, no, but what is there is just an absolute joy and a pleasure to pose around and get inspired to take pictures of. You know, this thing is an absolute beauty. I can't fault it. I cannot fault it. But if the figure's decent, if I just cannot pinpoint a single fault, if they've got 1 or 2 and the rest is all awesome. So yeah, I have to give it to the plump and sensuous Catwoman. Mafex can do it damn good.
A little bit more on the accessory front, but
yeah, I would have done a little bit more in the accessory front. Can't knock the figure itself, but in terms of what you get, you know, what you get for your money, I would have liked a few more accessories myself too.
Even a cat
would have been good. Would have been nice for sure. But
it's kind of at the same time, she didn't have much in the comic.
No.
So you kind of, they've worked with what they had, I suppose.
Yeah. And yeah, that just leaves my number 1. Now, number 1 is something, again, I picked up recently. And again, something I'm not really the biggest fan of the franchise of. But I saw this particular thing and I have to have this figure. It just looked glorious, and I wanted it since the moment it was teased. And riding on the coattails of Maverick, it is 100% the Kessler Wolf. This thing is an absolute fucking wet dream of a beast figure to pose around and play with. So much damn detail in both head sculpts. I've never seen so much articulation come out of a NECA figure before. And it's just, you can get it to do the damn YMCA if you wanted it to, and it would pull it off. And this thing is just beautiful. The sculpts, the paint, the detail, the size. Look at this thing. And the amount of people that have had so much fun taking pictures of this guy in the back alleyway and their street scenes, you know, where it's by the dumpster. And I can't wait to have some fun shooting this. And I got some plans. Not going to be anything, you know, it's not going to be fighting the Avengers or anything, but I'm going to try and take some nice moody shots with this guy. And yeah, just the amount of articulation you get. I can't put this thing down. You know, it's one of those, you just pick it up and you just want to play with it. Again, if I'm going to have a pocket figure, I need a bigger pocket because this thing's going in there too. And yeah, it's just an absolute beast. And I urge, it's going to be tough because you can't really do this with figures, but people need to experience this figure in hand. Okay. So if you know someone that you can meet up with that's got one, just play around with it. It's a bit too much just simply buy and put on eBay. But yeah, I have to share that same praise with you, Maverick. This thing is definitely my number one for a reason, and it's because it's an absolute fucking daddy of a figure.
Yes.
You know,
Perfect.
cannot put it down. Yeah, so can't wait to shoot with that. And that is my top 5 of the year, my little collection.
I was tempted, and now maybe.
Mate, yeah. I mean, I'm not really interested in the werewolf Nazi soldiers. You know, they look cool, but I'm not all in on the line. I'm not the biggest American Werewolf in London fan. The film's good. It doesn't grab me and hook me like the rest did. But the Beast, I need more animals.
Yeah, that's one of those figures that, even if you're not a fan of the, it's just a cool toy.
Yeah. I like werewolves. I loved the movie Dog Soldiers. If NECA were to release a Dog Soldiers line, I am all in. You know, so any kind of werewolf, I'm buying. And I love the American. That's just awesome. It looks savage and vicious and scary. It's just great and so photogenic. It's crazy. It's just the amount of detail in it. So yeah, highly recommend a purchase. And it just, even for a shelf display, it will dominate, and you will not stop looking at it or playing with it. So yeah, that there, gentlemen, is the top 5. Let's have a quick look and see if anyone's saying anything in the chit chat you at. Here we go. So we got Zach Williams. Haha, thanks boys. I'll send all the medical bills your way, Ben. You bastard. Damn you. Damn you. I have to legally change my name now. I'll be a Smith like everyone else. You'll get so confused you don't know who I am. Idra, I have to ask, is NECA Super Shredder mad? There is another variant out. How many do they intend on release? I don't know, mate. You're asking a lot of questions about the Super Shredder, though. You know, fair play to you. That looks mad. No, he looks crazy. So all you got to do is cover up your face like this and just go. And that could be anything. Like, ow, I stumped my toe. Ow, that woman's really hot. Ow, is that the last packet of crisps? You know, anything. You know, it could be anything. And I've got more fucking spammers in the chat. Piss right off. Remove. But yeah, I don't know how many variants they did in the Playmates fashion. So we shall see. Let me just quickly report this one. Someone's commercial content spam. There you go, report. Yes, so I'm not sure how many different variations of Super Shredder they're going to do, but I'm happy with the one I've got. So that's it. I don't need any more. Don't need any more.
NECA like to reuse a mold as much as they can.
I was just going to say, NECA will do them all. If there's more out there, they will do them.
Yeah.
And it's a decent mold to make a fit. Like, It's not like they picked a bad one to reuse.
No, I've bought several of the regular version myself, just because I intend on doing things with that buck, because it's such a great, huge, muscly buck. I can create all kinds of different mutants with it. And I needed the fabric from the cape, and Maverick knows why. So yeah, so if they're all right. Tom's right, Maverick's right, everyone's right. If they can make more money out of that buck, they will do it. So any version out there that there is more than what we've got, expect to see it for sure. Expect to see it. Okay, gentlemen, let's get negative. Are you ready to delve into your worst 5?
I don't know. I don't think I've got 5.
I didn't. I can easily put another 2. I have 3, and I can easily put another 2 in there. But I don't know if they actually deserve being on any list.
I mean, seeing someone's list here reminded me of one of my worst figures. So,
okay. 1 second, Tom. Just want to address configuration in chat. Have you guys seen Spider-Man No Way Home? Only Tom has. Only Tom has. But I'm going to go see it tomorrow. So
you can see my face what I thought.
Anyway, before we're cancelled, no, if we're going to get cancelled, it'd be me saying I don't want What If to be fucking women or gay. So let's just crack on with worst 5 then, shall we? So I'm going to spin it around again. Don't worry, Pietro, but you should, because we're going back to you. I'm joking. No. Tom, let's start with you, my man. Start with you.
I haven't had that many, but I've had a couple of Mezcos that I thought were pretty bad. One of them was the Reeves Superman.
Oh, damn. One of my tops is on your worst.
Your top 5 is probably my bottom 5. It was fucking garbage. Those heads were just look nothing.
Dare you? Reeves Superman judges you.
That doesn't look like. I mean, it's out of focus, but it still doesn't look like him.
What's that?
It looks more like him out of focus.
You want some? Fucking do it.
But I thought the buck's a little bit too big. The suit's a little bit ill-fitting. No, it's just I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't a really bad figure.
Yeah.
I just didn't enjoy having it.
No, for sure. I get why people didn't really take to it. I mean, obviously we had a reservation seeing a promo shot, so we were all worried when getting it in hand.
I mean, I was slightly worried that I ordered it without seeing a photo.
Yeah.
But you know, we take a punt on these things.
We do. Got to do it.
I mean, I sold it for what I paid for it, so it's not like I lost any money on it.
Oh, nice.
But I couldn't enjoy it, and it's the same with the Mezco Two-Face.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was gutted about that because I was tempted by that one as well. So is that your number 4?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how many I've got. I can't really think of many more that I bought that I really didn't like, but that was just disappointing. Again, not a bad figure, just a disappointing figure. I remember taking it out and I had a little mess around with it. I thought, this is actually quite good. It's got some decent accessories. And the more I messed around with it, the more I was like, I really don't enjoy this.
Damn. Okay.
Do you want to give Tom the spotlight? Sorry, I don't know if it's still on.
Oh, is it still on me? Sorry, I forgot to unpin myself. Apologies.
No.
Yeah, it's just me and my big mug doing this. All right, okay, yeah, remove spotlight. Yeah, boomerang. Gotta love a good boomerang. So it should be gallery view now. So is it on all 4 of us on your screens now? How's it looking on your screens? Is it all 4 of us, or is it still on me?
That's all 4.
Yeah, we're all good. Okay, yeah, carry on, Tom. Sorry, mate.
I'm trying to go through. It's not been a bad year for figures. That's the problem. I haven't bought a massive amount, and I haven't been massively disappointed with much. I would say I think this was on the cusp of the year. Maybe it came out just at the end of last year. The Mayfix Miles Morales.
Okay, yeah. Spider-Verse one, yeah.
And that was just a bit, yeah. I remember when the promo for like, I was chatting to you when the shots came from SDCC for it a couple of years, and we were going crazy. It looked awesome. And then when it came out, it was just like, yeah, it's a bit skinny.
Yeah,
the soft goods aren't as good, and it just again it was just live up to the expectation.
Was it Sentinel as well that they released Miles Morales as well that just kind of pissed all over the Mayfex? There was another.
Yeah, Sentinel released the Miles that was like
that
10
came out.
times.
Yeah, that came out a little bit after, and I think it made that one
made it look even worse. But ironically, I think the Peter Parker is probably one of the best Mayfex figures they've made, and it looks a lot better than the Sentinel. It's just with Miles, I don't know if they were just banking on the popularity of the character. The unmasked head sculpt is superb, but it was just a little bit light on accessories. The soft goods weren't quite up there to what you were expecting. So it was just, again, it wasn't a bad figure, it was just a disappointing figure. And I've got a bad figure here. And this was, again, towards the end of last year, but I'm keeping it in because this year's been a bit hit and miss with COVID and everything. We haven't had that much.
Yeah.
So I'm included because I want to vent about how bad this figure was. The SH Figure Arts 89 Batman.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that was a train wreck.
That was a figure that I owned for precisely 4 days. And it was just terrible.
Unreal.
The face, I mean, it's meant to be face printed. But, I mean, they printed it with like one of those potato printers, you know? They just carved Keaton's face on a potato and slapped it onto the figure.
It looked more like Val Kilmer than Keaton.
I mean, honestly, it looked like Val Kilmer now. It was that bad. There's no articulation, which I kind of get. If they were going for accuracy, fair enough. But it's figure arts. You kind of expect a bit more. And the fact you can't move the head at all. And there are certain figures that, like when they do an 89 Batman, like the NECA version, you can still move it a bit because the whole cowl piece like moves. So you get a little bit out of it. But the figure arts one doesn't because the bat symbol pegs into the chest, which then kind of kills anything that you had.
It's costume accurate, though. I mean,
oh, it's completely costume accurate, but it's a figure arts. It's like they're known for articulation.
Yeah.
And it's not even just the neck. It's that the ab crunch was shocking. The legs weren't that great. The arms weren't that great. The cape was about 15 foot thick. Like what was going through there? It's like we could wire this cape, but instead of that, what we'll do is put 2 half-inch plastic rods down the cape that he can hold.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, terrible.
Like, why? What were they smoking when they came up with this figure? It was like, I mean, I've got all this for owning it for like 4 days before I sold it again.
Yeah, you really did. No, that was heartbreaking to see that one.
I'm just hoping that if Mezco ever release it, it'll be better. Because otherwise I've made a grave mistake. If the Mezco's even worse.
It can't be. The Mezcos can go either way. It can be very good or it can be meh. And personally, I think meh is better than what SH Figure Arts gave you. I think.
I mean, it could, like the Mezco one could rock up with a turd in the box and it would still be better than that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so disappointing. So yeah, that is my worst figure purchase of the last 15 months.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, because we've had some decent stuff, and it's hard to actually distinguish really dislike something that have 5 at least that we can pinpoint that we've really disliked this year.
Especially in this, when if people are watching in America, you have to remember that a lot of the stuff you got last year, we got the middle of this year.
Yeah, exactly. Everything got delayed for us. So yeah, exactly. Spot on. We're only just getting stuff here which you've had for months and months and months.
Well, when did we Android Krang? We got him end of October, was it?
Yeah, probably
my most recent NECA figure.
Yeah.
True.
And a lot of stuff that came out this year we're not going to see until next. It's one of those things. We can pre-order it until the cows come home, but have it in hand not until next year. And that's just with NECA and Marvel Legends stuff. I saw a lot of the Hasbro stuff that came out recently, and I've seen what they're doing with the retro Toy Biz stuff, and it's
that Hulk.
I know I like the ground punching effect. It's just it's a bit.
It's ma'am. That's all that when I look at that head.
I know it's questionable, but I know you're right. There's a lot of stuff that we aren't going to see until next year, and stuff that we've seen this year that America have had for months already. So it is hard to make a solid 5 that we absolutely detest. I'm sure if there's tons out there, we just haven't had our hands on. This is just personally what we've got our hands on. So yeah, fair play, mate. That's a solid one to be therapeutically get it out. Vent.
I feel better. I vented.
Yeah, you go. That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, exactly. It's good to talk about these things. The healing can begin. Pietro, I can see you there, just really not wanting to go to you, but we're
itching to go.
Band-aid you and just rip it off. So, out of what you've been collecting, what have you been disappointed by the most?
So, as we know, this one is actually like bad. The rest is just boring, like nothing special. But so I start with the boring ones, like the NECA, the frogs.
Oh yeah. I
mean, okay, figures. They're accurate, yeah, whatever, but there are 2 boring 2-packs.
Yeah.
Like, frogs, the same sculpt, all of them, just change the colors, few accessories, boring.
I don't agree on that one.
Yeah, very boring. Maybe they should have, I don't know, split them, but maybe it will take too long, maybe to complete all 4, so that's why they put it together, but it's boring.
Yeah, keep going. I'm here. Don't worry.
So this is 2 of them. Say 2, and then I would say Irma. Even though is better than I thought from the photos, is still not great. Couldn't be better. The eyes, as we mentioned, they are
expression. I won't say what I actually
like this,
but she's got a very shocked expression.
Yeah. So this and it's tiny, very tiny, of course. So it's too flexible. So it's it's a hard time to standing.
A bit rubbery.
Yeah, it's rubbery, very rubbery. So I have one leg is actually a bit curved. So I have to bend the other way every time. So maybe I have to, I don't know, I should heat it up. I don't know. Anyway, so Irma is one of them. Then I would say April, the movie April.
Oh, controversial.
Even though the sculpt, I like the sculpt. Yeah, I believe is good. Looks like the actress, but we know if I have to choose, I have to put April in this list because of the knees, because of the.
Don't not tip it over into being a better figure. The addition of the coat.
Yeah, the coat is terrible.
No, don't.
It makes it worse.
So I don't know if you've seen the review of the coat.
I haven't actually. I've only seen it just one picture with it on. And yeah, that third-party one looked 10 times better than the one you bought from eBay. Yeah, it's such a shame.
Yeah, so I put it there. I mean, I like it. I mean, I'm not bothered like by the, but if I have to choose, she's there. And then nothing else. Then of course, Mr. Danny Pennington.
Yeah.
The worst of all. Like
Were you
ever. The worst ever. My
Oh, I can't see
worst figure ever. Because I'm new in this, you know,
It had to make the
collecting
list.
thing. And this, yeah, the worst figure I ever bought. There we go. That's all. You know why? I mean, the sculpt is actually good. I mean, it's the face is okay. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's too small.
Yeah.
The body is not good at all. We know, even because it's small. But even like if it was on scale with this body, it's not that good.
No, they needed a completely different buck to actually make it decent.
So yeah, we know this.
Got a very Mattel-like face paint.
Yeah, it needs a dull coat on it.
Yeah.
And I've just recently done that to my second one. It needs a dull coat in the face because it's too shiny. It's just like he's sweating profusely.
I actually didn't think it had any paint on it at all. I thought it was like molded in a flesh color.
Yeah, it looks
which
like
I think it is actually, yeah.
So
the arms are for sure.
The arms are something like
Terrible.
I don't know, terrible. The hands, oh my god.
Yeah, but they've used the John Connor hands where he's holding the motorcycle bike grip.
Yeah,
it's like they could have any other hands, because you know I was tempted to try and search through my fodder box to try and find some of the NECA females like the Sarah Connor or Alien 3 Ripley, because obviously they had bare arms. See if their forearms would work better if I could pop them in and out. I couldn't find the spare parts I had for them, so I weren't able to do anything with the arms. Regarding my version, I would have liked to have done something with them, and that's the only part. I may try and revisit that at some point to try and better it, but
and
go on, sorry.
No, you carry on.
So the recipe I had to try and make a proper built, you know, like an actual in-scale Danny, it would have taken like 5 figures to butcher to make one, and it just did not seem worth it in parts. And I know I've got most of the parts, but it would have been a couple of bits I needed to buy. And it's like if you need to butcher 5 figures to make one decent one, and it's kind of like you're almost just not worth it, you know.
Yeah, the funny thing is the worst figure is the one where we spend like more money on it.
Yeah.
Like because now for the legs, and you bought another one. Yeah, I mean you're crazy.
Got an awesome t-shirt out of it. Come on.
Yeah. and then we have to talk about the accessories.
Oh, you mean just the one?
One. I mean the head, extra head, and this thing.
Stupid crap. Yeah, I know.
I mean,
it doesn't even sit around the neck properly.
No.
Well, no, because it's designed for Marty, isn't it? Which is the buck they should have put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The irony.
Agreed.
But in the photo they just published is in scale.
Yeah, in that checklist, of course, to crank up the cheeky bastards. Honestly,
but NECA don't believe he's not in scale, right?
No. Refer to the photos. Yeah, he's in scale, even in a good position. Like looks good.
Have him a foot in front of all your other figures, perfectly in scale.
Yeah. He's right there in the front, and everyone else is way behind. You're good.
There we go. This is my list.
Fair play. Maverick, who's made your hit list?
Okay, so I struggled with this because I liked pretty much everything that I bought. So there was definitely some that were worse than others. So this is like definitely not the ones that I hated, but yeah, it's the ones that I liked the least out of everything that I loved.
Legion.
You know, I was meant to put it in my
Hold on. Stay there. I'm spotlighting you.
There we go. Look at this guy. How can you not love him? He's amazing.
The chair.
I don't know what it is. What is it? What is it meant to? Is it a toothbrush with arms and legs? I don't know.
That's 90s. That's 1990 on his head.
Oh shit! Damn, that was good.
No, Legion is amazing. So I was meant to throw him as a gag in top 5, but I forgot.
If you say so.
It was just to bust Tom's balls out, not liking Age of
I nearly went out and bought that yesterday purely to put it on the thing I don't like this.
Bottom 5.
That's how pedantic I am.
It would have been worth it. It would have been worth it.
Okay, right. The real bottom 5 is, so at number 5 is the American Werewolf in London, Nightmare Demons. Not because I don't like it, because I really like it. The reason why it's on there is because it comes with all the alternative heads, and it every time I see them without a body, it makes me really want to get another 3 of them, which I can't afford to pay for. So it's on the bottom 5 because I want 4 of these and I can only get 1. So,
NECA had to twist your nipples and want you to spend more money. I know, especially when they include the promo art immediately on the in sleeve when you pop that cover, and it's like, look what could be if you bought more.
Is this like Bullseye at the end? Didn't win Bullseye, and they still bring the speedboat out.
Yeah,
like this is what you could have had.
Don't you feel stupid now? Yeah.
Okay, right. Next one is the Puppet Master figures.
Oh no, I know how much you were looking forward to those as well.
I know I was. I knew, and I knew when I ordered them that the scale was like they were super small.
Mm.
But they just don't really make sense in the scale that they are, because like they don't scale with anything. Because I mean, if they were like 7-inch scale, then they should be really tiny.
Yeah.
I would have preferred them to have been actually 7 inches and really make them big. But when I got them, I'm just like, it just feels like a 3 3/4 inch figure, which I don't collect.
Yeah.
And I've not actually even taken them out of the box. I thought I'll keep them in the box, and like at Halloween, if they announce some more of these, then I will crack them open. I'm gonna go all in. But they didn't, so I'm thinking, is this done? Is this lying dead? And have I just got these figures and they're not doing anymore? So
they're almost like one scale, isn't they?
Yeah, they totally. So
who made them?
NECA.
Well, there's a problem with NECA, and it's like they get half of a license for a line, and then we'll just make 2 or 3, and then that's it. We'll just make everyone suffer because they can't get the rest. That was their MO back in the day. So hopefully they do release the rest of them, but it is disappointing, mate.
I know. Well, I mean, Halloween would have been the perfect opportunity to have at least announced something, because like I think these came out like March time, so it was the beginning of the year. So if they had things in the pipeline, I think we'd have heard about it. But I'm not holding my breath that we're going to see any more, which is disappointing, because I would have loved a full set of them, even at the scale. I would have loved it, but not at the moment.
Fair play, buddy.
Okay, so number 3, I'm going to go with the NECA April. So yeah, I think it's just the whole like the signature edition. It put a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth, because it just put a bit of a dark cloud over the whole thing. So when it finally arrived, I was like, it's not the best, and especially with like the all the paint chipping and things on her legs. I think when it just like I say, it just put a bit of a negative spin on it. So it was to the point where I was just like, I just don't really feel like I care about this figure anymore.
The expectation was so high.
Yeah, totally. That's it. Like the build up to it, the way that it was all done, and Judith Hogue was doing those little snippets of information. I was into all that. I was really excited. And then the last one, when it was just like, if you want the version that you want, you're gonna have to pay. And it's like, what?
Yeah, that whole thing. I mean, Christ, we've spoken about it. We had Blaine, and we even blasted him for the whole thing. It was a still a shit show way of doing things. I still maintain that to this day. I agree with you, and it put a sour taste regarding that whole figure release. You know,
totally. Yeah, so that gets the number 3 spot. So number 2
fair play.
is, Tom will be delighted, Age
Wow.
of Cyclops.
Yes.
So this guy is, I mean, I was super excited to get an Age of Apocalypse Cyclops. He's such a big character in the storyline, and they did him dirty.
Oh,
They
man.
just didn't do him as he should have done. He was just like, I mean, I know he's known as Slim, you know, but and he's using the Bucky Cat body when, you know, for his regular version. But like in the Age of Apocalypse, he feels a lot bigger, and I think they should have used a bigger body for this figure. His hairline was so bad; it was right back here. So I've had to like resculpt it, so just to give him a bit of a better hairline. He should have had a 5 o'clock shadow, which he didn't have. So I've had to like add that into it. I've repainted his gloves. I've repainted it. He wears boots, which I've had to sculpt boots on there and paint them on.
Damn.
So this is like my customized version of it. Like he was just completely all in blue, and it just felt like he was not given any love at all. So I'm super disappointed in this guy.
Yeah, it sounds like they just like the pennies that they had left in the budget. It was like, oh, let's just make Cyclops with that.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Definitely.
So they thought this is a really shit comic book. We won't even bother with the figure.
oh, shots fired.
And then number 1. I'm not got him here. I've forgotten him, but NECA Danny is definitely my number 1. It was, again, such high hopes for him when we saw him on there. It was really exciting. And then when you saw the scale, it's like, oh no, like it feels like they've just made this guy as cheap as possible. They could have made it so much better. And like I say, in order to get the Danny that everybody wants, it's going to cost you like, you know, close to £100 on extra figures that you have to cut up and, you know, and splicing together, because it's just not what we wanted. So number 1 spot.
No, sentiments agreed 100%. I think Danny and April are going to be on a lot of people's lists when they start releasing them. Some of the big YouTuber guys. So yeah, mate. Now solid list. Fair play. Really disappointed in those puppet masters for you, bud. Really am. So fuck me, I'm still getting spammers in the bloody chat. Let's remove that. So okay, before we get into mine, we quickly have a look, see if there's any more in the Ninja Turtles 3 Turtles. Anyone, if they get released, 100% samurai form. I have to see how they do them, if they do regular versions, before I decide if I'm going to jump on them. But for sure, samurais, they will be born.
We don't need them without armors.
No,
I would buy the samurai turtles. Without even a second's hesitation. They would be ordered.
Yep, 100%. Yeah,
especially after we watched it again, and I really kind of enjoyed the film.
Yeah. That aspect, especially, you know, the feudal Japan stuff, great. You know, it's and it was a good kick-ass look, you know, and you know, and it's just that 5K release in the samurai form. It's kind of, you know, really putting that bug in me that I really want them. You know, the Turtle Part 3.
I don't think NECA will invest in a new body, so the only thing they could do is the samurai.
What I think they'll probably do is they'll end up using the mutagen or like,
but they're still too
shells.
big.
No, I know, but I mean, like with the armor, of the samurai armor.
Right, yeah.
Because again, it's only sculpting one figure and releasing it 4 times.
Yeah, true. They may. We never know on that one.
Just to check, mate.
Oh, right. Sorry. Let me. I've still got you on spotlight. 2 cents. 1 cent. But yeah, and obviously Idra is saying you would have samurais as well. So remove spotlight from Mav. So we're all here right now. Put this spotty on me. and I will get into the list. So, okay, I have got a solid three. I could put another two to make a five, but I really just can't be asked. They're not even in my possession anymore. I've gotten over them. These three, however, I haven't. Okay, so you're gonna hear a couple of familiar ones. Okay, and my number three, personally, is 100% the Danny. Okay, to echo everyone's sentiments on it, everyone's frustrations are the same as my frustrations. It was, you know, obviously they pissed away off the budget on the license, which they didn't even get the full license of, which left them to be like, oh well, what we got left, we'll use the John Connor buck, wrong buck for it. They did Danny dirty, and the only reason why it's on 3 and not higher is because I feel like I've somehow managed to, you know, with the leg extension trick from the people in the community from when they've done it, whether it be the Mai or the Preacher Cassidy one, you know, it has boosted him up. It's not as bad on the shelf now, even though he still could be a little bit taller. You can look at it and think, okay, yeah, she does look like a teenager, you know. And obviously, yeah, with the variant that I made, I'm okay. If they release Danny again and he's in this version and they give him more accessories, fine. You know, I've sort of gotten over it by now, the trials and tribulations. And Maverick's right, like I said before, to try and customize a full proper bucked version, you'd need to butcher about 5 figures at least just to make one decent one, and it's just not worth it in the end. The figure wasn't worth the loot crate. What was in the loot crate, they really cheaped out on the box. As anyone remembers, the Spirit Splinter box had the 1990s font printed on the cardboard. This time around, they didn't even invest in packaging. It was just a sticker with the comic font on it. One of the items inside wasn't even movie related. No. With the coaster, so they really just cheapened out on this crate, and it was sad to see. So yeah, he was definitely, as much as I, you know,
I hope by the time they get to crate 4, they've improved it.
I hope so too.
That's the order.
Yeah, because that was atrocious. So really, I was like, just rush him out. We don't care anymore. And I'm like, really? You made such a big deal about this line, and we're all excited for it.
I just realized I didn't even
right from the start.
Make a post on Instagram about getting Danny.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I forgot because
it took them so long for them to get it to us, right? You know, America had them all. You know, it took so long for them to get to us, and by that time we were just like, meh.
Yeah.
Just over it, you know, it really is. And you know, I'm glad I've done the leg extension, and I would recommend anyone out there doing a leg extension because it does help ease the pain if you're suffering like we are. And pick your poison, whether you like the Marty Buck, if you can get one, or if you like the Preacher Cassidy, it does help. I had some comment on my video just not too long ago before we went live saying, wouldn't it just, what about putting the entire Preacher bottom half on Danny? And that would be like, no, imagine if you saw a midget wearing stilts. It's the entire buck needs changing because it's too much of a tiny body to fit on full-blown adult legs. Luckily, the lower legs are the middleman. You can get away with it. Okay. And with that neck pop thing that I showed you in the video, brings his neck up. He can actually look somewhat like a teenager. You know, pushed down, he looks like a child. So, there's some salvageable elements to Danny, barely. But that is sadly number 3. Didn't think any movie line figures will get into my list this year, but frankly, we have 2. And of course, my second is 100% April. Like Maverick said, so disappointed with everything that went down with this figure regarding, and when we finally got her, man alive, was it a fucking pile of shit. Sorry, it does look like her in the sculpt, but with the flaky bag paint, which mine was flaking before it even opened out the box, the atrocious knees, the paint rubbing on the backs of the knees and the ankles, and the fact that they had to include a stand with her because they couldn't be asked to actually get her to stand, to make her to the point where she could stand. I know NECA always make their figures where one leg's shorter than the other so they can include a stand, but they actually supplied one because they felt like they just couldn't be asked to sort out the issue. And even for a toy photographer, getting her to stand up straight without her falling over is an absolute bitch. And that's an absolute pain in the ass. So the first version, I say first version because we're going to get onto the new version. The first version is an absolute atrocious pile of wank, and it's an outrage, and it should be in the bin. So NECA, fuck you, Judith. Why? Second, to mirror my second, we did indeed get the UK shipment of these, which indeed included the new knees. All right. Now, the new knees are something we should have been in there from the start. Okay. Should never have had to have been a second release for them. So you have to buy the figure twice in order to get it to look good. One thing they did improve on is the fact that they actually molded the plastic in the right color for the joints on the back of the knees and the ankles. So the rubbing wasn't going to be an issue. And they still painted over them. So it just made no sense. But fortunately, that was another area that they solved. Again, something that should have been done the first time round. And just for the sheer fact that the moment I opened my one, the fucking leg broke.
What?
No.
No.
Yeah. Fucking leg snapped. And that's the UK one. So not happy with that. And yeah, so there is a reason why she's on 2 and not number 1. But yeah, all in all, this figure is an absolute pile of wank, and it ain't gonna get any better. So
I would say she would have been on my list, but I knew full well that at least 2 of you were going to put it on the list.
This is the way, Tom. This is the way.
Mine's in a drawer somewhere. I unpacked it, I looked at it, I messed around with it, and I threw it in a drawer. I'm that disgusted with it.
It's so bad. There's no there's a question. When you asked me to test it, see if mine had thigh swivel on the new one, I didn't even get to test it before it broke. And then I thought, fuck it. And there is thigh swivel. There is the joint for it. You are no way enabled to actually use it because of the fucking mechanism they've done to house the legs. You can't turn it. You can't turn it. So it eliminates thigh swivel.
But the fact that my one's wonky, like the knees, like 45 degrees into the body, like it's just, I can't even be bothered with it anymore.
It's not that. Yeah, the figure is just absolutely atrocious, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better, no matter what kind of attire they put her in. So yeah, sadly, that is my number 2. Number 1 is one that I was actually going to make a video on, and I was just so. I actually couldn't bring myself to finish recording it because of how much I hated this figure. I wasn't having fun ripping into it anymore. It was going to be a custom versus official, and I actually thought, you know what, I'm not actually enjoying this. Really, I'm not enjoying this. I'm so pissed off with what they did with this figure that I'm not actually going to enjoy making fun of it. And that is the Infinity Saga Endgame Iron Man. This figure is a fucking abomination against humanity. Okay, the amount of liberties that Marvel Legends took, that Hasbro took with this is someone should be fired. Right? I'm going to go full Karen and call the manager. Okay, this is an absolute abomination. Now, not just because I jazzed up mine to look awesome, but obviously with the fact that they already had this mold in the form of this one. Same one, and this is meant to be battle damaged end scene of Endgame, where he's doing the snap, he's got the finger, fuck you, yeah, bye, I'm Tony Stark, bosh. So where the hell is the battle damage on this? There isn't a single bit. Now my lights are fading, so I might just do that. But yeah, there isn't a single bit of battle damage on him, apart from the face, but we ignore the face for the moment. I'm talking about the body. All it is just a darkened paint version of this one. That's all it is. So no change there. And I just couldn't believe that that's exactly what we got, was just the little effort they put in. A bunch of accessories that should have come with the first release that didn't. And the biggest piss take is that they could have easily put a battle damage to this. Okay, like Blaine said, they already had the molds. They didn't need to spend the money on making a brand new mold. They just need to retool it. Okay, they say, well, that could have blown the budget, and it wasn't really there. You see, that's why they only did a paint skull, and it doesn't really make sense for them to do that on a figure that already exists. And it's like, oh, hello, Thanos, who's done the very thing that they should have done with this. Okay, I may be going robotic. My internet connection's gone a bit shy. Okay, but here, this is the 4th version of Thanos with the Marvel Legends have given us. And they've included battle damaged sculpt work. So if they can do it for him, why can't they do it for him? And I'd had enough at that point. And with that, that's going in the fucking bin right now. So yeah, number 1 is Infinity Saga Iron Man. Head sculpts, best Tony Stark they've done. doesn't even come close to making up for the lack of everything else. So yeah, that is my number one. And like Tom, I've been waiting to rant about that, because if I'd been wanting to rant about it on a video, I just couldn't even anymore with that figure. So so there we are. That is my official worst 3, if you will, of the year. And honorable mentions would be the Captain Marvel and Pepper Potts 2-pack. Again, that 2-pack should be in the bin. Absolutely atrocious. And I sold it. I'm glad I did. Yeah, that be it for me. So let me go place spotlight. So we all in gallery review. No, let me get off of that. Remove spotlight, Bosch. View gallery. Okay, so there we are. That is my top worst 3 going. My God, let's go have a look at the chat. And we've got Idra again coming in hot. April was terrible. The only thing good was the sculpt. If you're talking about the face, then I agree. I agree. The face does look half decent. Also, the sigh with April is too long. It's also the wrong. Actually, no, it's not the wrong one. That's the opening from the movie. That's that they changed the sigh on. But yeah, so there we are. That is it. So now, I guess we can sort of, before we wrap up, we can move on to the best purchase of the year we've had for the hobby and the best thing we've made. All right. So who would like to go first in that category? No one taking the first punt?
Oh,
I'll tell you what, for best purchase, I will go first. Okay, for best purchase of the hobby. All right. Right, so what have I done with it? Okay, yeah, so out of all the things I bought for the hobby, which hasn't been that much, to be honest, but you may have noticed the deal that we put on Black Friday is, of course, for the small rig light collection. Probably one of the best deals we've ever seen. And yeah, the amount that you get with it. Tom, did you get yours?
Yeah, it's really
Still
good.
there? Yeah,
I haven't had a chance to actually take any picture with it yet, but
neither have I. I've sort of used it for other bits and pieces, but the amount, anyone seen here that's seen Simon Hill's live stream going over it all. So the amount you get, the 3 lights, all the attachments with it, and this case alone is about 30 quid on its own just for the case because of the quality. It feels like that's a good 30 quid right there.
Bargain.
Yeah. And you got all that for, what was it? Just under 60 quid, 50 quid, 60 quid, something like that.
Yeah, about that.
And yeah, and this will just take, with the barn doors, all the accessories, all the attachments that I wish I had for the lights that I have. And now I have more of them and this, and I can take it wherever I need to. Awesome. So this for me right here is the best purchase for the hobby that I've done this year for sure.
Good. All right. Sure, mate. I'll go next. And actually, I completely agree that definitely the best purchase for me would be, I bought myself not even a decent set of lights because I'm no toy photographer, but what I always used to frustrate me was that I used to make these custom figures and I used to want to kind of put them on my Instagram, but I just never felt like I was showcasing them in the best possible way because the lighting that I used was just, it was just the main lights and I just didn't like it. So I bought myself a nice set of ring lights. I got a couple of them so I can light them from different angles. Yeah. I can change the shades and the colors and the temperatures. And it just made the world of difference. Like so you can just see the I feel like the progression of the shots of my custom work.
Oh yeah.
Post. Because I just those lights just really make the difference.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, they're sort of the showcase of Donnie is good. I mean, that's the thing. You don't, so long as you're getting the details of the figure captured, in decent, some good angles, and it's crisp. You can have a fucking dildo in your backdrop. It wouldn't matter. It's just the photos are still going to be crisp as fuck, and the lighting is great because it does exactly what you want it to do. It showcases all the details in your custom work. And that's that. It's really, it has stepped up, as you say, the pictures that you showcased of Donnie and the fucking pictures you did of your Megazord,
yes.
they were awesome. And I know how you wanted to showcase the Ronin better, and of course you're getting an opportunity to do that with having him peek in with you know, you're showcasing the other brothers as well. So it's good that you can do that now.
Cheers, man.
That's all right. Tomo.
I sent a photo through to the Facebook Messenger.
Okay, yes.
But my favourite purchase of the year was my new airbrush, and I've had 2 or 3 airbrushes over the years that have all been fairly good, like mid-range airbrushes. And then I got this, which is the Procon Boy. They're made by like Mr. Hobby, who make a lot of like the Gundam paints and things like that.
Mr. Hobby, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it's such a good airbrush, and it's not super expensive. I think it was about £120.
Yeah, that ain't bad. I'm just trying to pull up the pictures now on the messenger.
But just the gun, how you call it? Gun?
But it's just so the trigger's really smooth. It's got really good adjustment on the back part of it for like setting your trigger, how far your trigger comes back.
Right, I'm going to share screen now so you can see it. There we are. So there we are. Nice.
So you've got the wheel at the back for setting your trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the wheel at the front, which is for setting your air pressure. So you can have your I have my air pressure set at about 25 psi probably, but I can adjust if I want to crank it down. You can just use that wheel at the front, and that just limits the amount of air that's passing through it. So you don't have to keep going back to the compressor to try and change your air pressure all the time, which is ideal if you're doing certain things and then you want to get like a fine line on one piece. You can just adjust it from there. It's got a really good nozzle. Like everything about this is just quality. And I know I've seen a lot of reviews of it, and they would say that people that use it without knowing what it is would say it's 2 or 3 times the price of what you're getting.
Nice. So it's worth the money then.
Well, like that is literally the best thing I bought. It's just so good, and I'm so glad it survived the shed destruction because.
Oh, mate, I'm glad as well for you, because that would have been a bummer.
I love it. It's perfect. I've had 3 or 4 airbrushes now. Like started with the cheaper Chinese ones, then moved on to a harder and Steenbeck, which is a really good airbrush. But then this was just next level, exactly what I need for doing everything.
Awesome.
An airbrush as well is it is definitely a bit of a game changer when it comes to painting as well, because you'll never be able to get a blend of colours, you know, as well as you can without with an airbrush. And I think as well, like I think they're quite forgiving as well. Like I think you can achieve a really good final result without actually having that much experience in using it.
No doubt. Yeah, completely agree. I'd say anyone that hasn't got one and has been debating whether they should have one, yes, you should.
Yeah, 100%. It's on my bucket list of things to get for this hobby once I finally get the room, is to get a compressor and an airbrush going.
The pro is the room.
Yeah, so it's on my list for sure on things to get for the hobby eventually down the line.
It's I having a shed when it's not in next door's garden is ideal for doing things like this.
Yeah. So you can have the ventilation going, it's perfect atmosphere.
Especially like if I'm doing like the Gundam models, I quite often use lacquer paints. Need proper ventilation and a mask on for that, because that shit will kill you.
Yeah, potent stuff. Nicely done.
So yeah, that is my favourite hobby purchase of the year.
Brilliant. Love it. Excellent. What about you, Pietro? What have you bought for yourself?
Mine, I haven't used it yet for dioramas, but I'm planning to move to like 3D sculpting and stuff.
Excellent.
So my best purchase is my iPad Pro.
There you go.
Yeah, Is amazing. Like the thing I can do like easily, like drawing and stuff, sketching and planning. It's
yeah, you've been killing it with that.
Doing great artwork on it.
Yeah, that Fist of the North Star animation you're doing is brilliant.
Yeah, and I'm working like last month. I've been working on that only. So yeah, it's amazing. And then I want to do 3D sculpting soon.
Yeah.
So that would be like the best thing for me because I can do it wherever I am. Like.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's important for me because I don't have time. I don't have time to see it like computer and stuff. And yeah, so
portable, you can do it wherever you are if you need to kill time.
If
traveling.
I learn like how to do 3D, then the 3D printer would be the next.
Yes.
That's what I was just going to ask you, Pietro. I was going to say you're going to go for a 3D printer next.
Yes, that is my goal.
Beautiful.
Yeah, for next year. Yes.
Good.
Yeah, it would be resin, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want those lines and stuff. I want the smooth.
Get them out of here. The less sanding we have to do, the better.
Yeah.
Come on, technology. If you're going to take over the world and murder us all eventually in the future, at least give us some 3D prints so we can just paint without having to sand them down.
Yeah. We think like the four of us, one of us has to have one.
Yeah, it's got to be done. Out of the four
at
of
least
us
one
creators.
Of us.
Yeah. I'm glad you're taking the bullet.
This is the plan. Let's see.
Sorry, Rick, go on, mate.
So speaking of 3D printing, I just wanted to give a shout out to Hack Life because I got a parcel through today from him. He's printed up a few pieces for me, and he's been a pleasure to deal with. He's been absolutely amazing. Like his prices are absolutely brilliant, and just like the amount of progress that he gives you progress updates. He's really, really good. I'm really, really happy with what he's printed out for me.
As a service, yeah, man. Same with me. He updated me. I didn't even have to ask. He just, said, "Hey, look, this is how I'm getting on." And yeah, you're right. He just communication and just chit chatting. It's been an absolute diamond to deal with. When I bought my crates, and I'm going to be buying some more bits and pieces from him. I try and scatter it around. I've got another person I'm buying some bits from as well, and just get a bit of everyone's work, and then I can continue. Then I can see if one decides to close up shop, that I can move to. You've got another one. But Hack Life, yeah, absolutely, highly recommend. So what is it? What bits did you get from him in the end? Or is it a mystery?
It's I'm gonna keep it as a mystery for now.
Okay. All right, then you keep your secrets.
No, he is probably the best one that I've used. But I was chatting to him yesterday actually. He was asking me about a figure that he'd seen as what was he looking at? An SHF rock figure that he'd spotted, and it was really cheap. And he was like, "Is this actually legit?" So we were going through that. But yeah, his work's quality.
Yeah, I've got to do a video. I want to get more of his bits, and then I want to do a full video. Just just is this dude's work? Because it's like, as I said, showcased here on the stream before. The packaging alone, the amount of art went into the packaging. It's just like the time just to jazz up the packaging for it was just great, alone. And I feel sorry for the postman who has to try and read the address because he's put it all in his calligraphy. So, but no, yeah, he does. He goes a little extra mile, and I'm grateful he's part of it, part of the community. So nicely done. Okay, all right, we're looking forward to seeing what he sent you. Excellent. Okay, so before we wrap up, we'll hit our favorite build of the year, the thing the most thing we're proud of successfully, and out of all the things that we've created over this year. So roulette, who would like to go?
I'll go.
Do you want me to start?
Go for me. You go. Take it.
Go on then. I'll go.
And you threw it in the chat, so I've got it still up. So let me.
It's when I decided to change scales.
Yeah.
And try 1/25th scale stuff, 124, 125, and I built a dumpster. Which I built a few dumpsters in 112 scale, but for the size of this, I was really happy with how it came out. And whilst building it, I was like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. This is going to be shit. And then I finished it and I was like, I'm actually quite pleased with it.
Mate, this looks 112 to me. Okay. And this is what blows my mind. This looks, the quality of it is incredible. And then you do this and realize that it's the size of a fucking lighter.
Amazing. The detail, fantastic, mate.
Yeah.
It came out really well. I was quite happy with it, and even just adding. I noticed a lot of people don't weather their rubbish bags when they make them.
Yeah.
And the rubbish bags are easy. It's just like you get a black bag and you cut it up and you put something in the middle of it and tie it up, and that is that.
Mm.
But when you ever see a bag like that,
yeah, exactly,
it's always dirty and weathered, and most people don't seem to bother with that. So, especially trying to do it at this scale, when you consider they're about like probably a centimetre. Like it's a challenge, but it was a fun challenge.
Yeah, trying to keep hold of it whilst you're attacking it with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Well, that's right, because I mean, it's not every rubbish bag is a black bag. You know, you have your different recycling coloured bags. You have your pink ones, your white ones, and they're going to get covered in gunk and crap.
Yeah.
And they're going to show the most visible weathering and just battering. So yeah, it makes sense, man. Yeah, this is just awesome. What's
trying a new scale, trying to make it look realistic, but keeping it small.
Yeah.
So it was fun to do, just trying a few new weathering techniques, like even just trying to add the wheels on.
Yeah.
That small is a nightmare. but it was fun. Built a little base for it to sit on, and
I like the little tufts of grass as well.
Yeah, it's just it's just trying something new. You've got to try something new occasionally to keep your interest in the hobby.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. So it's like it's like with the decals. It's like it's a water slide decal. You know what I mean? I could have tried a hand at painting those Danny graphics, but I thought no, I enjoyed the. Worked with water slide decals before and applying them, but I was like making them. That's the whole line one sucked, and then I had to go and buy decent ink cartridges and then buy the paper, and I had to get everything before giving it a try. But for the most part, they worked, and I do believe where my graphic on the front went wrong is because I was indeed handling it whilst I was trying to apply the back. So I know then it's the amount of handling I did was more than I would ever use the figure for. So I know now if I was to do anything like that again, I would make sure that if they're in an area, I'll try and be aware of where my hands are when I'm applying any of that or around the figure. But yeah, it was great. You know, I had a ton of fun making them. When I got it right, it was a successful thing. And, you know, now I feel like I can put decals on, mini dumpsters and stuff like that, you know, do the signage.
Yeah, it's all about, isn't it? It's just trying something new, getting the confidence with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now, like, I want to build a 112 dumpster again now because I think this turned out better than my 112 ones, and I want to apply what I learned on this to the 112 ones.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you just elevate your game more.
Yeah, so hopefully my wrist is a lot better now, so I might actually, within a week or so, be able to start building again.
Yeah. Fair play, mate. Nice one.
Like, it's been about 2 months now since I've been able to actually do anything.
Yeah, man.
So I'm looking forward to getting back to it.
Absolutely, we are as well.
Fixed, and then
get your shed, get your wrist. Bosh.
Yeah, get the two of those sorted, and then I'll be back in the game.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, Mav, what about you, my man?
So my favourite build of the year, I think the turtles are too obvious. And as much as I love them, there is definitely something that I made this year that I love just that little bit more, and that is.
1 second. Trying to get you on a spotlight for a second. 1 second, mate. Gallery view, keep it up. I remember having this problem before. Here we go. I know I'm doing it.
Keeping it up. I heard that.
Keeping it up. There you go. Yeah, Usagi, my man.
There we go. Yeah, I just think the shelf presence that he's got, and what I love about him the most is I don't claim to be the best customizer out there in the slightest. When I start a custom, I don't even know how I'm gonna go about making him. It just evolves as I go along, and I try new things. And this turned out exactly as I had imagined him to, or as I'd wanted him to.
Yeah.
I just really like the final look of him, and like I say, it started off from the idea of incorporating different ears with biomagnets, and I was just really pleased with how it turned out. So I got the hat as well.
That's awesome, mate.
I've even like given him swords where he can remove the sword. You know, if he did want to have it displayed with a sword in the scabbard. So I'm just really happy with how this guy turned out.
Yeah, mate, it should be. It looks fucking awesome, mate. It's one of the best Usagi customs I've seen out there.
Yes, mate. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. No, you murdered it with that one. Absolutely murdered it.
I mean, if you ever run out of room, just feel free. I'll store it for you. I won't even charge you for the storage. Like, I'm that nice.
Nice. Cheers. Yeah. And the base body as well was one of the do you know the SHF blank bodies? So it's just jam packed with
the body. They're immense.
Yeah, like even like when I first got him, and I thought, you know what? I actually don't know if I want to customize this. Just the blank body on its own was so much fun.
Yeah,
I was loving that. So yeah, he's great. I really like him.
Awesome. No, you done well, mate. You should be proud of that one.
Yes, well.
All right, Roo. So no one that's left is more. Let me quickly have a look, see if there's anyone rocking in the chat, and let me look, see if there's anyone going with us. I appreciate you being here still. We're going to be wrapping up very, very soon. Right, here we go. We're good. We're all right. No, nothing more to read out. So let's put me in Mr. Spotlight. Okay. All right. So for me this year, what was it? The builds wise, majority of my work this year has mainly just been, you know, just some repaints of stuff. Obviously, I'd love the work I've done on the. I can't even remember if I did Venom this year. I'm not even sure, but I'm really happy with who turned out. But the Deathstroke and the Grim Knight. And yeah, I've just been sort of really wanting to up my painting game. So I've just been focusing a lot on repaints, and the McFarlane Bucks are just so much fun to repaint. And I can't wait to do more. But when it's time to get serious and be a serious customizer for a change, and of course, you know, we were tasked, we put a task upon ourselves to make this particular figure, and we are still in the process of making it. But one of the tasks we wanted to finally nail, and something I wanted to do for a while, is head sculpt shrinking. And the thing I'm most proud of this year is being able to shrink the head for Tatsu. Okay, so this is the shrunken Tatsu head now, from the one that I showed you before. Again, using the PJ Ben figure, the one we saw, and this one now is shrunk successfully. That was not a fun process to learn. Let me get it into the light a bit. It's a bit too in your face because my lights have died. But now it actually fits on the buck, and I will demonstrate to you now. And with that, revealing this is where our Tatsu custom is at the moment. Okay, thanks to the amazing shoulder garb made by Rick. Okay, he's done a fantastic job on this. All right,
mate. Look at that, amazing. So good, so good.
He's done a wonderful job on that. We've still got a bit to do. I've made some extra sculpts made some extra casts, which I need to paint up. Need to paint up this one, and also need to make the Hakima pants, which is they're going to be the next fun task. But yeah, so far this is how we're looking on a Tatsu body. Let me try and get it into scale a bit better. All right. So yeah, it's definitely possible. It's definitely doable. We're coming a long way. And yeah, with the head sculpt now, I feel like it's a good scale.
It is definitely. Like there's been a few Tatsu customs now, but nobody has done the head shrink, and that makes all the difference. I think that really is. You've nailed the scale on that, and it really, really looks good.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. It's like the BJ Penn head. It's got like a really, where the neck peg is, that big opening is quite wide, so there is a bit of a gap on the neck. But for shots and for shelf presence, it's going to work just fine.
A magnet
for the neck. Oh no, the ball peg fits.
Fits.
it fits. It's just because that opening, like the actual wide circular opening from the chin to the back of the head. So when you put it on and I turn it, you can see there's a big jack pitch, but you can do the
okay, get it.
So but if you get it centered, it's fine. Obviously the shoulder guard's riding up, but you can get a better look. Once you get it centered, you're all right. And just in general, yeah, so it's being able to shrink this. Obviously the original sculpt was just way too big for any of our likings. And yeah, I'm just glad I was successfully able to do it. I do not want to do it again. So
it's always it's how long do you leave it cooking for? You know, how long do you leave it to shrink before you throw you throw a cast in there? Because
yeah,
you can leave it too long.
And there was some areas of dumb luck, obviously, because when I was like, okay, now is a good time to try a cast and see if the scaling's right. When I pulled the cast out, I don't know why. Basically, the solvent turns the mold to jelly, and for some reason, when you take the cast out, the fucking head is all skew-whiff and misshapen, even though you've not touched the mold whatsoever. The mold looks in shape; it should be in shape, and it should be fine. But the amount of casts I had to do where his head was like basically out here like a fucking alien because it just gone and even though this was I was managed to successfully do, a tiny bit of that transferred over, and it was actually able to just thin his face slightly because the BJ Penn head was quite fat. He actually managed to slim his face down slightly, but still give me that ginormous nogging up top. And I think it actually made it look better. So I'm happy with that. And once I caught it, I immediately did a regular mold of it. So now, Tatsu head making machine. But yeah, so that is my triumph of the year so far. So, let me take us off of do that, remove spotlight. And there we are, go to view gallery. So that is it, gentlemen, that is it.
What about Pietro? Have you had a favorite diorama build or anything this year, mate?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, my favorite probably would be the Channel 6 diorama.
100%.
Yeah, it wasn't that difficult one. That the lights were the most difficult part, and Rick helped me with the idea, because the first idea was to buy some wrestling lights, like the how you call it, the ring, was called. And then he suggested me to buy to try with skewers. And then it was a successful.
Let's share the old
and
stringy
now
weenie.
finally yesterday I completed the look with the box.
Yeah, you did, mate. You were able to get all the characters in.
Yeah, so, and the cameras.
So here's
amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'm satisfied about the chairs as well.
Yeah, for sure, mate. They came out really well.
Very well, and I like that I made two exactly the same, like, you know. Yeah. And I'm proud that right now, so far, I'm the only one with an accurate Channel 6 diorama.
For sure, mate.
It's such a good build.
Really, really good. Yeah.
You've done really well, mate.
It came out very clean as well. I didn't have to paint the walls because the foam was already like that, so this was good.
Yeah, there's one neat color. Yeah, you did well on that.
Yeah.
And real working lights as well at the top, right? Those studio lights.
Yeah, working lights.
So good.
Yeah, the lighting rig here, as you can see, phenomenal.
The sides as well is quite big. And, it's nice. Unfortunately, just the space is on top of my cabinet, so it's not the best location. But yeah, better than nothing. Yeah, the lights there. I mean, I was around, you know, like shops looking for stuff, and then I find this pipes thing, and they work fine. Yeah,
mate, you did well. That's a great thing. Just finding little bits that will do it. I don't know what Mikey's planning on doing with April there.
Now I need someone to shoot some good photos.
You've done well here, mate, but for sure we'll take some good pics when I'm next down for sure, mate. But yeah, you need to get a shot up of on your Insta of the whole lot, the whole crew in your studio now.
Yeah, I would take some shit ones soon, but yeah, I need some professional ones.
Nah, you done well, mate. You done well. Fantastic build. One of our favourites that you've done. Still needs to do a pizza slice montage.
Yeah,
video.
now that I have the the NECA set,
Yeah,
it would be the best time to do a video.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it, man. It's been a fucking good year overall, despite all the ups and downs, to be honest. In our world, in our little slice of pie in this hobby, I think we've done well. We've had some not so great stuff, but not as much as what we thought. And we've had some amazing results and triumphs in our builds.
it's good.
All right. So prayers for Tom's shed.
Fingers crossed.
And hopefully he gets back on the grind real soon, man. We'll miss his work for sure. And yeah, we'll be kicking ass with projects, finishing up these ones, starting up new ones next year, going from strength to strength. You can expect to see a lot more goodness and hotness coming out from all of our accounts, which you can follow on Instagram and Facebook. Maybe not for Maverick on Facebook because he's an old lady.
We never have Facebook.
No, but they are in the description. Let me just see if there's anything going on in the chat before we wrap up. Tribute Entertainment, what's up, guys? At work, but wanted to speak. Turtle Talk, appreciate you being here, my man. Thanks so much for stopping by. We are going to wrap things up now, but the replay should kick in not long after we've cut it. It's been a fun one. It's been a fun one to end the year on. And
It's nice to just get back.
It is nice to get back. I had to get back on the grind for sure. And I'm glad we had some juicy news to talk about. And I love it. I love doing these shows and I love hanging out with you guys. So, yeah,
and I've stayed awake for the whole thing.
Yeah, you did. You did well, mate. We expect you to dip. So, yeah, well done, guys. But anyway, thanks very much.
Mate, before we wrap it up,
Yeah.
In the 2020 end of year show, I said that I would love there to be gargoyles figures, and it came true. So I'm going to put another little. I want to put it out in the universe again. So 2022, hopefully we get. Now,
tell me.
I would have said biker mice from Mars, but I still in the near future on that. But I'm going to say I want from Hasbro Visionaries.
Okay.
So, please, Hasbro, 2022, give us a Visionaries line. I want him.
Now, if the Visionaries line is picked up, who do you think will get to it first? Super 7 or Hasbro?
I would hope it was Hasbro because they own the license for it. But it'll be a lot cheaper to complete the set.
Yeah.
Sure.
That would be where I would want it to go, definitely. I think if Super 7 did it, I reckon they would give us full holograms and things like that, whereas I don't think Hasbro would do that because I think they'll lean towards the toy aesthetic. Yeah,
for sure. I know. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Am did. We got, Tom finally got suckered into Super 7. And it's like, so Pinky in the Brain and Animaniacs, 50 quid a pop. No, 55 quid a pop.
I held on so long, but they're going to get me.
So we got killed by the Power Rangers. So it's about time you caved. Now only a matter of time before Turtle Boy gets the bug.
We got to get him off Turtles. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Frankenstein.
Yes.
Frankenstein, Ash, Marty, Mando from Star Wars.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
We play the gargoyle.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Yes.
Baby steps. One at a time. One. I don't know, maybe 2 a year or something. Just out of Turtles range.
Let's see.
We'll see. All right, and guys. But no, it's been great. It's been awesome getting back. And yeah, man. Hopefully we'll have a kick-ass 2020 for the hobby. I think in general, 2020 is going to be a shit show like this one was. But yeah, hopefully the hobby and the game of collecting will keep kicking ass. And hopefully we get some cool shit and some more awesome stuff to talk about. But until then, yeah, we will see you. This will be the last show of the year. Good comeback show. Good one to end it on, wrapped up into one. And yeah, we'll see you in 2020 when we're going full steam ahead. So gentlemen, peace out. And we'll see you in the next one as soon as I figure out how to end the stream again, because that's been so long. Oh, here we go. Before we end, Tribute Entertainment. Yes, sir. Maverick Biker Mice from Mars is needed. I agree. Absolutely agree. So, yeah. And on that note, take it easy, guys. We'll see you in the next one. And we are outie.